is BYOT. Bring your own tacos.
Dick swinging.
You're listening to American Slacker Podcast.
We can say fuck.
With Matthew Gertz and Jesse Landers.
I don't care if it's spoken. This is cool. That's a decent amount of sausage. This man needs a doctor. Yeah, I just hope they're tasty. What's up with these clowns, man? Cut the lights and went through people's pockets. Don't you point that at each other. Let them smoke a little. You need to step it up to that point. We're not gonna lead with the. We're not gonna lead with
Yeah, the other night, I'm being super irresponsible and staying up mad late and playing video games and watching shit on Netflix, as I have been doing when I get home.
As you do.
Yeah, right.
That's life. It's life.
And I'm watching Better Call Saul, and as I'm browsing on my phone, I'm playing video games, I'm watching Netflix, and browsing on my phone, I see that Will Sasso comes up on Instagram as doing a live video. Everyone remembers Will Sasso from plenty of little side roles along with Mad TV back in the day.
Three Stooges.
If they don't know him, they should look him up.
Right. His Lemon videos are pretty funny that he did on, I want to say, Vine.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I love Will.
So yeah, he's doing a live video, and I guess he does this little thing called What You Watching on TV, where I didn't know that this existed, but I guess on Instagram when you're doing a live video, you can switch to someone who's also viewing and do both people's cameras.
Okay. That's cool.
Must be some new thing or whatever. And
it's a nice way of interacting.
He was pulling up people's cameras and they were showing what they were watching on TV and they'd have a little conversation. Well, I typed in the comments, I was like, hey, me next. Motherfucker, pick me. I ended up going on and showing him I was watching Better Call Saul, talked about it for a little bit. He didn't seem too into it. He seemed like he was phoning it in a little bit, but either way, I was excited about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. You have Will Sasso on your phone.
It was pretty late, too. It was 2 or 3. It was it must have been almost 2 a.m.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, so, I mean,
really cool.
And is he in Cali? I mean, he could have been in New York. It would have been morning for him.
I want to say he's in L.A. or something.
Yeah,
okay.
probably.
Okay.
If I had to guess. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I also went back to try and screenshot my shit with him, but he didn't save the live video, unfortunately.
He's like another Better Call Saul fan.
Well, I wanted to get the double screen where it was my face and his face and be like, hey, I was on Will Sasso's live stream. I can still fan out. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if I had ever thought that I would know somebody who met Will Sasso through Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, claim to the fame here.
Well, I always
cool.
like
That's
to think. I always like to think of that whole 8 degrees of separation thing.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying.
You're one person away from Will Sasso in a way, along with any of our slackers listening. You're one person away from Will Sasso.
And we should say, welcome, slackers, to another episode of American Slacker. And as always, I'm Matt.
And I'm Jesse. And today we are joined by our guest host, Raul.
Hey guys. Is that
nice
my
to
cue?
have you, man. Yeah, that's you.
Oh, that's your cue,
okay,
man.
should I totally plug my shit? I'm not good at this.
Plug away, man. Plug away.
All right,
yeah.
so I'm the host of the Wholesome Hoodlum Podcast. You can find me on iTunes by searching Wholesome Hoodlum. I got links for you guys too, by the way. You can hit me up on Twitter at HoodWholesome, and you can check out my Twitch at twitch.tv/HoodWholesome. Wholesome Hoodlum. Man, I just fucked that last one up totally.
I'm keeping it all.
Yeah, hell
when it comes
yeah.
to the edit.
I mess it up every time. Even on my own show, I can't get it right.
You gotta be raw.
It's too much pressure. I go on and I can't manage.
Our plugs are always different at the end. We always end up taking some weird route with it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Yeah, we just kind of go with the flow.
Then I also don't like it when it sounds like it was pre-recorded. You do it too perfectly and somebody's listening and they're like, oh, what a scumbag.
Yeah. Just play a
copy
loop.
paste that shit.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
I don't want
Take
that
the
either.
easy route out. Fuck
Well,
that.
one thing that we want to tell our audience is that in December, we're doing a little bit of end-of-the-year maintenance, and we're going to be changing the way that we're posting our videos, everything. Our videos, our episodes, all that shit. And it's hopefully not going to change anything for you. Hopefully we'll just stay in your iTunes or whatever podcast app you use. But if we are gone, look
on a small
for
chance.
Slacker. Yeah.
Yeah, just search Slacker. You'll find us. We're one of the few Slackers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. There's probably only 5 shows with the name like Slacker in it, so we lucked out on that.
Hell yeah.
As always, we like to give a little bit of love to our Patreon supporters. We got 3 off the top here. We got Dave Gunn, always helping out, talking to us about different topics and shit. Next up, we got Kyle Nolan Bradford from the Crime Roulette podcast, which I'm a big fan of. I'm always staying up to date with that, and you should too.
Hell yeah. Good guys.
Definitely. And we also have Aaron W. of the Yes and I Am podcast, and that's a celebrity impersonation podcast, and it's really funny. Definitely
check
worth a
it
listen.
Out.
We also want to give another big shout out to Big H the Don on SoundCloud for some new background music that you may or may not have noticed in the last episode, and we're going to continue using it, and we want to say thank you.
Hell yeah. I like the tracks especially. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. He got a good variety. So you'll hear more from him.
Yeah, that's Big H the Don on SoundCloud, and we'll post something up. Now, we have our pod shout out. This is always exciting. We do this in real time.
And from what I understand, we have a fair amount this time.
Yeah, we got 9 retweets. The way this pod shout out works is if you retweet our latest episode, podcasts only, podcast and podcast hosts only. If you retweet our latest episode on Twitter, you are entered into the weekly shout out, and Matt will pick a number. This time 1 through 6. We got 9, but I had to disqualify a couple because we had like the winner from last week and all that.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go with the back end of the crew, or the front end, or the middle.
If it helps,
I'm gonna go with 5.
Time, I think you went with the very last number last time.
I know what I chose. I know what I chose, but I'm not gonna give the last. We're gonna go second to last. 5.
Gonna go 5. That would be Headline Heroes. And that's at headline_heroes on Twitter. They're a comedy podcast where they take today's headlines and make them super. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Stitcher.
All right, I'll check them out. Shit, I could deal with that.
Hell yeah! That's at headline_heroes. Make sure to check them out. Congrats on winning the pod shout out of the week.
Oh yeah. Always like giving dues to other podcasters.
Yeah. So, what do we got coming up in the show, Matt?
Alrighty, people. We got a good amount of bizarre news for you today. I love these news stories we have. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, they're kind of out there.
Then we're gonna step into the green corner. It's been a little bit. We just came off the best pay-per-view of all time, in my opinion. And then we're gonna wrap it up with video games. We've got a bunch to talk about, and we're pretty hyped about a new game coming out. So stick around, and we'll talk about it.
And with our weird news, we always like to start out with a little bit of weed news. This time, we're talking about how painkiller deaths have dropped by 25% in states with legalized medical marijuana.
Ooh, I'm glad to hear that, man. These positive statistics, man, from legalization.
Yeah,
that's
this is
all
really
I gotta say.
Good news.
Yeah, there's a lot of it, but this is a really good one.
So my question is, what are the states that are still trying to resist legalization saying after all of this? You know, like you said, this is more positive reinforcement. Like, what's the point? Why are they still trying to fight against it so hard? You know?
Well, I mean, gateway drug theory is still floating around. There's so many different theories that are just like idiotic, non-educated opinions running around.
Well, and a lot of it comes down to the pharmaceutical companies and lobbies, where there's a lot of power in denying, you know, what medical marijuana can do in terms of pain relief and the fact that it's not addictive.
Many treatments. It can knock out a lot of pharmaceutical companies out of business from treatments alone. So
I guess
they don't want an alternative popping up on the market.
Yeah, and even Colleen Berry, a health policy researcher at Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health in Baltimore, says that it's basically impossible to die on an overdose from weed compared to, you know, things like opiates or any other sort of prescription drugs that could be handed out that come with a whole list of symptoms that are added on to the thing you were trying to solve, you know?
Right. Yeah. The side effects are worse than the disease, they say.
Yeah. It's more. Ugh.
And there's some opposition where people are saying, it's not doctors prescribing primary care physicians prescribing medical marijuana instead of Vicodin. But, I feel like that's deflecting a little bit from the issue, where it's more people maybe taking it upon themselves to go out and, get a medical card. Or where it's recreational, they might not even be going through any sort of physician and just self-medicating.
Right.
Yeah. I love that idea because, I experienced it when I came to visit you in California. It's unbelievable to actually just be able to go in. You show your license, you're of age, you can get what you want, you walk out. It's responsible, it's legal, I love it.
That, and if you find some really good places, especially the medical facilities, the bud tenders will work with you and try and, if you really have an issue that you want addressed and you're trying to use marijuana to address that issue, they'll say, oh, what are you looking for? Are you looking for something that's going to relieve a headache? Or are you looking for something that's more of a body high? And they'll try and do their best. I wouldn't say that they're physicians necessarily, seeing as how they're bud tenders, which sounds a lot like bartender.
But a good bud tender is pretty much like some kind of weird mix of a minor doctor and a herbologist. It's crazy, yeah.
A mixture of the shaman, yeah.
You're a fucking shaman, man. Thank you.
So it's good that hopefully as states switch over to more laxed weed restrictions or even medical or recreational, we'll see less in terms of addiction and addiction deaths. At least this is a positive slant in that direction.
Right.
As always, we'll post this up on our Facebook page as we do every Monday with our weed articles if you're interested in reading more.
Well, the monkey in our next story should switch to some recreational
That's a good idea.
Because this monkey is out of control, and what he's been doing is he's addicted to the petrol, man. He's straight slinging gasoline down his throat. He's drinking it.
Oh, he's not just huffing, he's drinking?
Nah, man, he's not even going for the huffing. He's like, fuck it, I'm consuming it all the way. I want to be one with the gasoline.
This is a sad story.
It is. It's sad on a few aspects, because a group of Thai motorcyclists are getting off work. They work at an Insar Bazaar at Panapat, Thailand, and they're getting out of work, and they find their motorcycles have been drained of fuel. Now, that's no fun. You just got out of a hard day's work, and you're trying to go home, and you can't. You're out of fucking gas. And they're like, what the fuck's going on here? Why are my bikes, why is my bike or your bike, whatever, the group of them, why are they empty? So they staged a stakeout. And that's when they figured out that they had caught the culprit, a monkey, as he was messing with the fuel pipes and pulling the fuel lines out and drinking right from them.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, they probably imagined it was a sabotage at first, somebody had picked them out and was just fucking up their motorcycles.
Go siphon out some of the gas for your own bike or whatever.
My question is, what were they up to that they were like, we're going to hang out and find out who this motherfucker is?
Well, they couldn't get home because they were out of gas.
Yeah, that's a good point.
3 times you're like, all right, I'm fucking sick of getting out of work at fucking 8 o'clock, trying to get home, and now I gotta fucking walk to the gas station, or God knows in Thailand how you get fucking gas, because I have no idea.
They probably got gas stations every couple of miles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good bet.
I don't know.
I haven't been. I wouldn't take that bet. To it.
I don't know if there's sarcasm there, bro. No, I wouldn't take that bet.
Well, there's enough that this monkey's getting fucking addicted to it. He's got to know some good gas stations. You can ask him directions.
Well, apparently he stopped it because they've shooed him away from the area multiple times. They keep an eye out for this motherfucker. But I don't know. Maybe he's just taking a break, coming back. Maybe he found a new fucking target.
What's he got, a long straw?
No, man, he just fucking rips the fuel line.
He just goes in there with the fuel line and just drinks like it's a straw. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Right? Okay. monkeys live hard lives. You hear about stories from monkeys who like grow up in near city centers like this, where they just they go to the market and a bunch of them steal all the food and we got to shoo them away, right? And that becomes their routine because that's like a reliable source of food, right?
Right.
And maybe occasionally you'll hear of a monkey like smoking a cigarette or doing something to get high like this. But you notice that it wasn't a group of monkeys, it was just this one monkey. Like, the other monkeys won't touch the stuff. They're like, nah, man, it'll ruin your life. And his life, for whatever reason, whatever this monkey's running from, it's not, she's trying to heal himself with this gasoline. It's not going to work. I just feel bad for him, is all.
Oh, man, yeah, he's definitely seeking an alternative to the natural way of just getting over whatever trauma he's experienced.
Right, exactly. He needs some monkey therapy.
He went through some monkey shit, is what
yeah,
you're saying.
Of course.
Yeah, well, hopefully this monkey gets help. There's very little details on any details of him touching base.
Any gasoline addicts
out there.
Anonymous.
Hopefully he's not stealing other motorcycles.
Not even once.
Hopefully he didn't learn how to hit cars.
I wonder if he gets like withdrawals. Like when he doesn't have his gasoline, he probably does, right? If he's getting high.
I just
sucks.
Is it bad that I'm just very curious as to what gasoline tastes like now?
I don't know.
Man.
This monkey's got me intrigued, man. He knows something we don't.
I don't know. The smell of it's very weird.
You know what?
I guess
do some in-depth reporting. I'm gonna run to my car. Let you guys know what the verdict is on that.
Hold on, you got the next story. You can't run to the car. Wait till after the next story when I'm doing the next story. Then.
I have one more thing about this monkey, though. One more thing. Okay, he's been drinking gasoline. I'm not advocating this at all, but if he were somehow to catch fire, would he go up faster? Would he explode? How long has he been drinking? Is it in his hair? I just want to know.
Monkeys on fire.
He'd become the monkey version of the Human Torch.
There you go.
Oh my God, super monkey powers.
He
so he could steal more gasoline.
He would yip flame on in monkey and then just burst into flames.
I've got to say, are you guys feeling the same way I am when I say that I'm more intimidated by a super monkey than a superhuman?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Can't be reasoned with.
Unpredictable. You can't reason with them.
They're all stronger than you and more agile. They got that tensile tail.
We need to get away from this monkey. I'm sorry. I'm getting monkey creeps. I'm done with this monkey.
Well, we're going to go on to something you'd have to have an addiction to get this much of. We're talking ranch dressing.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
I do like ranch. I've got to say.
Now, how you like ranch, but how much do you like ranch, Matt?
I like it. I like it a good amount. Common thing I'll use it with is I like it with chicken tenders. Instead of a lot of people use barbecue or shit, I'll use ranch.
That's a good choice.
I like it on salad here and there.
You're gonna need a whole fucking chicken for this keg of ranch, because we got a 9.7-inch mini keg that holds a whopping 5 liters of ranch dressing, Hidden Valley ranch dressing at that.
It's almost 2 gallons.
Jesus Christ. Dude, I buy maybe 2 or 3 little normal sized bottles a year. A mini keg? Jesus Christ, that's beyond family size.
$50 is the price tag.
It's a good value.
You can order it,
that's good.
And it'll ship out sometime after December 11th. They're just in pre-order right now. They're expecting pre-orders of this, apparently.
Goddamn Kickstarter.
Now, that seems to be the same size as the Heineken mini keg. That's pretty fucking big.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of the Heineken mini keg, just to go off on a tangent here, I can't advocate the mini keg because as soon as you get it home, it's been rolling around the back of your car. That thing's foam. The entire thing is foam. I cannot advocate mini keg. You need a full keg that's going to support its own weight in the back of your car.
and not for nothing, I feel like a mini keg, I feel like a 12-pack is pretty much cranking out as much as that mini keg. I want to know how much air is in that motherfucker.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're not getting much air in this ranch dressing keg.
That's what it seems like. You're getting a lot of fucking ranch.
I think this is the wave of the future for condiments.
Wait a second. How do they get the ranch out of the keg? Is it pressurized?
Oh, you tap it with a normal tap, and then you just do.
So it's just gravity.
Keg stands of ranch,
or maybe a ladle. You could have a spigot.
I say you get creative and you do a custom pull-off tap that has like a super soaker. And you maybe add a little more
There you go.
pumping action
It's
to
like
it.
a party keg now.
And
so
then
you
can
get
really,
like a tube attached to the keg, and then you pressurize it into the back of a super soaker.
into the back of the super
That's a great
soaker.
idea.
And then you're able to help people out
Get like
with
a
getting
little
dressed on their
dolly.
salad across the room without
Get
an
like a
issue.
little dolly, you take it out to fucking Mardi Gras.
Hold on
my
to your
God.
plates this Thanksgiving, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, how pissed would you be if you got covered in ranch?
I'd
out
be
at a
so
public
angry.
event?
I'd be so upset.
That's the last
Because that
thing
stuff
I
like
want to be covered in.
changes texture as it gets warmer and shit. Nah.
Crusty at the end. You're just like
Smells all
miserable.
funny.
It's got
I'd
to
rather
be
get covered in
dairy
alcohol.
based. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Hidden Valley is a good ranch, though. I will say.
You know,
They're pretty
ranch is
stand-up.
interesting just in the fact that it's a place and a flavor. I mean, tropical's the only other one I can think of.
That's right. I never considered that
You're
one.
right, but I mean, salad dressings are kind of haywire because I mean, you got like things that are just like ethnicities, like Italian. You know, like it's just weird.
But
Like weird offshoots like peanut sauce.
yeah,
peanut sauce.
I'm just wondering, like, do you guys like if you think of like an actual ranch where horses are kept, and then you think of the flavor of ranch, do those
Is there a
match in
connection?
your mind? Because they don't
Well,
for me.
No.
Yeah, I tried to. You know, that's funny. As a kid, I always wondered the same thing. I'm like, do these ranches grow a shit ton of herbs on these? Like
Some onion and fucking
Because I get the cow. It's kind of creamy.
Buttermilk.
It's dairy,
Right.
but like ranch is all about the herbs that are in ranch, right?
and tropical makes sense because it's like coconutty and stuff like
Mangoes and kiwi and shit.
What kind of
Yeah.
ranch are you getting, motherfucker? I never got coconut and ranch.
that. No, not coconut. Tropical.
Tropical
Oh.
ranch.
Tropical ranch.
What the fuck? Am I missing something?
with-
I've never
with
heard of tropical
bacon.
ranch.
Tropical ranch with bacon. You've never had
What?
that? Hidden Valley's getting crazy.
Am I
They're
being
like
pumped?
Oreos.
Is Ashton Kutcher gonna step out of my closet right now? What the fuck are you talking about? Tropical ranch?
Get it in the 3-pack with the sriracha ranch.
You're lying. Is it really? Is this really a thing?
It's a
Yeah, this is
California
this is
thing.
like the almond joy thing where you
No,
didn't
you're
know about
lying.
the almonds.
So
yeah, no,
what does it have? Pineapple and ranch or something?
no, it's not real.
Ah, you fucking.
They're gonna steal it from us now.
I'm
though.
outta here, man.
Once
I'm
this
pulling
episode's once this episode's released, I'm sure Hidden Valley's coming after that idea.
Hidden
guys are a
Valley
bunch of
Tropical
dicks.
Ranch.
It's
I'm
like
on
mango
Hidden
salsa.
Valley's side. I'm gonna help them sue the fuck out of this podcast.
Then you got people complaining. You will have people complaining that they don't want their pineapple pizza being dipped in tropical ranch dressing.
It sounds only right though.
Yeah, so I mean, with this kegger ranch, I think the only people they're marketing to is people with bunkers. That's my rap on this whole ranch keg.
How long could it possibly be good for, even untapped? I mean, I wouldn't trust that after.
I wouldn't trust
a
it
year.
for like a week, honestly.
Apocalypse. I'll give it 2 or 3 years. I'd be like, all right.
It depends. If you're pressurizing it and putting it out on like a tap, then I would say it would last longer than if you were ladling it.
Yeah.
Once you tap
absolutely.
it's got a lifespan. Like you've opened it, and now bacteria can get inside of it. So like as soon as you tap that bitch, like it's got a limited life.
Yeah, that's
I don't
true.
know.
Beer goes flat after you tap it, like the next day.
I don't know, man. I
Also,
don't
you're
know
never
about
going to
this.
use that. You're never going to be able to use that keg for anything. Again, like, even if you're at a ranch, you're not going to get the
it's
ranch
a
smell out of
goddamn
that.
good weapon. I'm not good. I just gotta say, goddamn good weapon.
You got to bring that
but
to
it-
the scrapyard, get a couple bucks for it.
Right.
But yeah. If you got a family of 12 or more, the Hidden Valley Ranch keg is just for you. How would you guys?
It's got to be
how
12
would you guys
that like
feel
ranch.
about dipping donuts in ranch?
Okay.
I'm sure somebody.
What
would
kind?
like
Are we
it.
talking
I'm
like a
against
chicken
that idea,
donut?
though.
I don't know.
Or something?
I'm just thinking about the texture of a plain donut, like one of those like plain ass donuts. dipped
Okay, I
in
see what
ranch.
you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Sweet and like it's got that salty. I don't know. I might.
You know, I'll try anything once.
I'll try.
Yeah,
it
why
once.
not?
Well, continuing with the food news and donuts, we go to Houston, where 3 robbers decided to rob a Shipley Donuts, a typical Dunkin' Donuts ripoff.
The Southern Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
Discount Dunkin'.
We got Donut House up here and Donut Man. There's like 2 ripoffs that look identical to Dunkin' Donuts.
There's no Dunkin' Donuts in San Jose. There's one
not
in
even a
SF.
ripoff.
There's not one in San Francisco either. Yeah.
There's Napa, I think, is like the closest one.
I feel sorry for you guys. They are nice to have. I don't go there a lot, but they are nice.
Well, I've never had one, so.
Well, I've never been to Shipley Donuts, but it seems like you might want to go here, even if they get robbed, because they were being robbed by 3 guys, and one of the guys decided he needed to take care of the hostages. And how he took care of them was he decided he was going to hand out some donuts. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if a place is getting robbed and I'm sitting there drinking my coffee or whatever, and the guy starts handing me donuts, I'm going to say, all right, this is the best way this could have came out. I'm not getting absolutely. A barrel of a gun shoved in my fucking eye or something.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like, most people walk away from those experiences traumatized as shit. They're all like, he could have shot me, but no, there was no threat here. You were given a donut. Like, you can't walk away from that being like, oh my god, I had the worst day. I mean, it was weird. You got something to tell people, but nobody's gonna be asking if you need therapy, which is good when you think about it. It's the best way to get robbed.
Oh, absolutely. This guy was very cordial.
He's like, yo, check out Shipley's Vanilla Frosted. That shit is actually pretty good, I gotta say. I would have never tried it if that robber didn't give me it.
You know what else I was thinking when I was reading this? I was wondering if maybe it wasn't like a future-proofing attempt, because usually when you go to jail for something like that, for like armed robbery, the lawyers are always like, and this monster pointed a gun at these people. You know, they always try to make it out like you're an asshole, and you are if you're armed robbing people. Let's be clear. But
and the suspect handed out donuts.
Exactly.
To the only 2 people in the
Make
donut
that sound bad. Make that sound bad.
My client had nothing to do with the robbery. He just happened to come in at the same time and resolved a donut issue between 2 customers and the establishment.
He saw that they were having a traumatic experience and decided to make it better by applying donuts.
Much like comforting a crying child, Your Honor.
Exactly.
Now, I've got to say, he did take their cell phones, but I don't have a notice. I have a feeling he gave
I think he gave them back. I was watching the video. It looked like he gave them back.
I think he just held them down so they couldn't call the cops so they can get their business done. Because the 2 other guys proceeded to jump the counter and
Man,
go
what
to
a
the
guy.
room, take the registers.
Yo, he is the best point man ever.
He was solid. He was right away on the donut work, I gotta say.
I don't remember that option in Grand Theft Auto when you were robbing the bank.
Exactly.
I have a feeling he might have been a waiter. He might be a waiter. He's really good at serving. I don't know.
That's a good observation. You think maybe like they were assigning like duties? It's like, all right, you watch the hostages. I'm gonna get the money. You're on customer service.
You're good with the people. You're gonna be on donut patrol.
Like, what do I gotta do to make this all go away for you? And they're like, 2 of those twists look good.
Sprinkles.
Like, I got you.
In a Boston cream.
Yeah, this was the most cordial robbery. I don't know about, like, I'm not so concentrated on the people in the back. They were probably being pretty rude.
Yeah.
Pushing them around. Where's the safe? All that shit.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, they got the shit end of the deal. The people working there. It's like, shit, man.
Sucks.
I shouldn't even be here.
This
They got away.
though, he needs to, like, go to do some sommelier training or something, because he's got, like you said, a knack for customer service.
Exactly. He's gonna be fine.
Hell of a customer service.
They're gonna catch him, and then they're gonna put him in some sort of like recovery program where he just becomes the best like restaurant manager the world has ever seen.
He's going out of his way, even during a robbery.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I have to say the man in our next story is... I think he's a little bit far gone for recovery at this point. Because we have a knife-wielding man with porn magazine armor arrested after allegedly attempting to stab an ex-neighbor.
This is a funny story. It's nuanced.
This story had me at porn armor.
I love it. Yeah, I love the idea of seeing a man running at me with arms full of like just full spread eagle, and I'm just like, wait, what's going on there? And then I get knocked out because I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
But now you get stabbed. Apparently,
there's too much distraction there. That's weird. Does this guy really have porn?
Look, I got
it. Tactic.
And you know, normally these kind of stories produce very, very cheesy sort of headline top lines on the articles, but I got to give it to Fox 17 out of West Michigan. I don't know why they're reporting on an Oklahoma person, but this sentence in general sums up the story so perfectly. An Oklahoma man who had adult magazines taped to his body for protection claimed he was in survival mode after he was arrested for allegedly attempting to stab a former neighbor.
Wow.
What triggered survival mode? Do we know? Is there any mention? I don't get it.
He believes that his ex-neighbor had gotten him kicked out of his mobile home. He challenged him to a knife fight. He said, "Come out and get some."
If you want some, come get some.
That's a quote.
See, there were so many questions I had at the beginning of this.
And oh my god, Trailer Park Boys is real life all of a sudden.
And he was loaded up. He had a knife in each hand, 2 knives in his belt, a large weight attached to a lanyard, and adult magazines taped around his midsection as makeshift armor.
A large weight attached to a lanyard? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's essentially like a mace or something.
Exactly.
Right?
He had a ghetto mace.
A flail?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, but to be fair, he was in survival mode here. So let's talk about that for a second. Was he in survival mode because he got kicked out?
He had no home. I mean,
Right.
what do you resort to when you have no home? You
That's
just
what I'm
go
wondering.
you go
That's
all
true.
natural. Instinct kicks in.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs says we need food, water, and shelter, and this man did not have shelter at that point.
Didn't have shelter. But what he did have was porn and duct tape.
And
And a shit ton of knives.
He had a lot of knives.
Fucking lot of knives.
2 of them look like fillet knives, like you'd cut a fish with, and then 2 are one's like a short hunting knife, and then the other one's like a tiny serrated like pocket knife type of thing.
He just ran. He's like a fisherman. He just ran to his tackle box and started yanking the knives out. He's like,
So was he overly prepared, or was the other guy like? He's like he stays in a trailer, but he's really like a fucking Army Green Beret knife fight training specialist.
oh my god! Well, yeah, how did the neighbor fare out?
I think the neighbor was fine.
Okay, no casualties, no serious injuries.
No, the man was arrested, and they got some awesome pictures of his porn armor.
Oh man, I've got to check that out. I didn't get a chance to see the porn armor. I'm upset.
He's got quite the mugshot too. Did you see the mugshot?
Oh yeah, the mugshot. He looks sort of like a if they got Charlie Manson like 30 years later.
He's like a Nick Nolte meets Charles
So he's
Manson.
like Charlie Manson right now, like basically.
Yeah,
like,
kind of. Well, minus the swastika carved into his head.
Ah, man, it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. I just pulled it up.
Oh, the porn, not the swastika, but the porn armor, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was expecting it to be like you, where it had like lots of imagery, like you had said, so it distracts.
Yeah, that's how I would have went. I
You're
would have
talking about putting
less
the
duct
naked girls
tape
on the outside.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm talking about you take the poster and you just show that shit, and you're just like, he's like, wait, what is that going on?
Well, remember, he was in survival mode. So this happened really quick.
True.
So it was literally just
quick.
Put them on your stomach and wrap electrical tape around. He started with painter's tape, it looks like, and then he finished with electrical tape.
Maybe that's just the way it's put together. Maybe it's all one big piece, so he just slips it all on all at once.
Like a hula hoop.
I wish he had like manufactured a helmet with it. He went like full cosplay porn armor.
See, yeah, he was lazy about it. I would have wrapped my arms, my legs, at least the shins.
Remember,
Come
survival
on
mode.
Maybe he just didn't have enough porn.
The only
and
porn
protect
he had.
your jugular, man. Come on.
Right.
Or your
Maybe he was
nuts,
like, I don't want to use these magazines. That's my muscle and fitness. Those are my coffee table mags. I can only use porn.
Vintage Playboy, I can't tape this. I cannot put duct tape.
Oh, this is definitely the type of guy to have coffee table magazine. Oh man. So yeah, make sure you wrap more than just your stomach. I think that's what the takeaway from that is, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna get into a knife fight, make sure you got the proper protection.
Let me ask you guys this: what would you rather get attacked by? A guy that's wielding porno armor, I guess. Porno duct tape armor? Or a man that kind of looks like Jesus with robe and all?
I think I could take Jesus.
What?
No, I'm gonna go with the knives, man. I'll take my chances with the guy with the knives.
Yeah.
Magical powers kind
Because
of.
even if I win the fight against
Raul.
Jesus, I know I'm in trouble with his dad.
Yeah. I don't...
The battle, not the war.
What if it's really
Exactly.
Jesus, man?
Right.
And he just has powers that you don't even fucking understand.
Then
You just like you don't even
Starts
exist.
turning
Like,
your
how?
blood into wine,
oh man,
which would be awesome
man.
until
Well,
you died.
we're like a lot.
Well, you would
we're a
think-
lot of percent water.
Well, you would think like out of anybody, like a Jedi would stand up to Jesus
Okay,
better than us. At
They're
least, right?
basically the same character. They're the same archetype.
that's true.
especially if you got like an Obi-Wan
Right.
type deal.
Right.
He's, like, seen
They play
some
the
shit.
same thing in D&D, I bet.
Well, the Force was not so strong with the Jedi in this story that we're going to talk about right now because I guess they're not real. They're not real. It's a costume party, people. We're coming off of Halloween. In Scotland, a man dressed as a Jedi was assaulted by a fellow Halloween partygoer that was dressed as Jesus.
Yeah.
And he actually broke the dude's ankle. Pretty
Did he
fucking
like
sad.
whip out his legs and then like snap it, or did he just fall over?
I don't have the choreography of the fight, but I'm just assuming that Jesus was a little taller, a little bigger, and he just fucked this Jedi
Give
up.
us
snapped
the
it.
Jesus
With no
Jedi
remorse.
fight breakdown.
I'm just gonna say I would have assumed Jesus could take a Jedi, even if it's just like two dudes in a costume. A motherfucker that's brave enough to wear the Jesus costume, that dude's
Yeah, he doesn't
free.
give a fuck.
He's free. He's free as fuck. I'm just not fucking with that kind of man.
I was gonna say something about
I'm
this,
just
too.
wondering what would happen, like what would have to happen to piss off Jesus that much, like, to the point
What
where
if it
Jesus
wasn't that
friends
much?
are, like,
What if
trying
it's
to
just
talk
all good
sense into
media?
him.
That's what I'm wondering too, and I've looked at this article. I looked it up all over the internet. I'm trying to find more info on it, and it's just, there's no insight. So I'm assuming this Jedi definitely had to do something to provoke Jesus to fuck him up this bad. I mean, he punched him in the face, caused him to the ground, caused him to fall to the ground, and he broke his ankle. I mean, something like leads you to the point where it's like, this fucking Jedi crossed the fucking line.
Should have used the Force. That's where he fucked up.
He challenged him. He said that he had the high ground, and Jesus was like, "Dude, come on,
Dude.
Just pushed him down, broke his ankle.
get the fuck out of here."
That's
Probably
what happens
spit on
when
him,
Jesus
too.
drinks.
Dude, oh,
All that
God.
wine.
You know Jesus had to grow up in a fucked up situation.
His dad was always like gone and stuff.
You fucking, what is it, Old Testament? It's a lot of violence for one man to experience.
So I guess we know now. Jesus beats Jedi.
Jesus beats
Yeah,
Jedi.
I'm thinking this is
Yep.
sort of like
the
a
question
rock,
has been
It's like a rock, paper, scissors thing. Yeah, that's what I was
situation.
thinking too.
Yeah, but what
Yeah,
would be the
yeah.
third one? I'm thinking UFO,
UFO?
Black hole,
Oh,
black
what?
hole.
black hole. Yeah,
Wait, Jesus versus black
Jesus
hole?
gets sucked into the black hole, but the Jedi can use the Force. So it's like
Yeah.
Jedi beats black hole beats Jesus, Jesus beats Jedi.
It all checks out.
I think we're good.
I don't know.
The science is
All
solid
right,
on that one.
I don't know if this is right. I'll go with it on behalf of
Hesitantly.
the party, but
Or nuke. I
No,
guess a
I
nuke
don't
could
know.
beat Jesus.
nuke beats
Nuke
all.
would probably beat a Jedi too, though.
A Jedi could force push the nuke into space.
Oh, true. A good Jedi could force.
So either a black hole.
But
or
how?
a
Wait a
nuke.
minute. Hold on. Hold
yeah.
on. How are we saying that Jesus doesn't have the Force? We don't know.
No, he doesn't understand fusion. That's what it is.
Jesus doesn't have enough metachlorians to know how to use the Force.
Exactly.
That must be it.
Okay.
So wait.
Well-
But you said a good Jedi could stop a nuclear bomb. Do you think that the guy who got beat up by Jesus was just a bad Jedi? Maybe.
Yeah.
He could. I mean, he could have been because
He's
all I
partying.
have is an understanding is that he was wearing a brown robe and the white undergarment. He could just be like a normal.
He's
Did he have his
Padawan.
lightsaber with him? Because you're
fresh
still
out
a
of
Jedi without your lightsaber.
training.
Jesus
But
is just
I mean,
picking on the
what if
younglings.
he's just fresh out of training? Just got out. He's like, you're finally a Jedi. He goes out. Jesus is waiting to fucking get him.
Yep.
That's
He's just a Jedi.
Like a
He's not a
guppy.
Jedi Knight. He's not a Jedi Master. He's just a Jedi.
He's not a Jedi Knight. He's just Jedi, and he just fucking gets eaten like a guppy in a piranha tank.
Exactly.
went to the wrong party.
Fucking-
done.
He was punching above his weight.
It wasn't Obi-Wan. I couldn't prove it. I wanted to prove that it was an Obi-Wan. It wasn't an Obi-Wan. I'd like to see an
Can we?
Obi-Wan.
Can we?
versus-
Who do you think would win, Jesus or Obi-Wan?
I think Obi-Wan would win. With his
I think he would take. He
experience.
takes it.
I
Yeah,
Is
I
he
would
young
say so.
Obi-Wan or is he old Obi-Wan?
Old
Young.
Obi-Wan. We're not talking young.
Ooh.
We got to talk old. He's seen the shit. He knows
Yeah.
what he's got war strategy out the ass.
Yeah, that's a
But
safer
young
bet.
Obi-Wan has the higher ground.
And he's flexible and
he's
handsome
agile.
too.
Yes.
But does the Force ever let you age? I mean, shit. From what I've seen, it pretty much makes people fucking pretty
Yeah, maybe
good.
he's just old on the outside.
I don't know.
On the inside, it's still Ewan McGregor.
We're waiting for that story to emerge. Tell us.
More next week.
True winner.
Well, now we're heading to Germany, where police detain a man for hiding a python in his pants. Or was he just happy to see them? I added that last part on.
God. I see. Snake. Yeah, I get it.
These are one of those trouser snakes that they've been warning us about on all those United flights.
I also want to note how hard of a transition that was for Jesse to just pull that out. I like that.
I've been drinking, so it's nice and smooth, like this double chocolate Young's stout that I'm about to open.
Nice.
Sounds tasty.
Hey, we'll take a sponsorship. I don't care. A young man was detained by police during a drunken argument in Germany, and they found baby pythons in his pants. And he may be in trouble under animal welfare laws.
Are you going to say you've never had baby pythons in your pants before?
It was multiple baby pythons?
Yeah. Like, who puts one?
Wow.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. He had one baby python.
That's what I was thinking. I thought it was like a drunken joke.
He did only have one. Okay.
Yeah, it was just one. That was my
Okay.
mistake. Like I said.
Oh, all right.
See, because I thought there was the ability to have like or not the ability, the opening for a drunken joke there. Maybe it said he's 19 in the article, right?
Yes, he's 19.
Maybe he was getting drunk and he was like, "This is how I'm gonna get the girls to laugh at the bar. You guys want to see my trouser snake? Blah blah blah." And then it's a snake. Ah,
That's a good gag right there.
That is
It's a risky
I mean,
one.
it's committed at the very least.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, dude,
pretty
you've been
goddamn committed.
hiding, we've been at this bar for an hour and a half. You've had that snake in there that whole time?
That's what I was thinking. It's like, dude, we've been here for fucking 3 hours. You've had a fucking python in your pants?
Long enough to
You
get
didn't
drunk.
Latch
Yeah.
onto your fucking nuts, dude.
Then you just let it go.
That was my next thought too, right? Like I've seen pythons. They don't have poison, but they're plenty bitey.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have like 6 or 7 rows of fucking little microscopic teeth that just, what they do is the top and the bottom jaw grind against each other like fucking sandpaper, and they just take your shit and rub it to fucking bulge.
Yeah, that
And
sounds
this-
awful.
And this was a 35 centimeter, 14-inch baby king python. So you know it was like at least twice as big as that dude.
Dude. At least.
Ouch.
I would say 4 times. Who the fuck puts python in their pants? Come on now.
And so, I mean, that's prime prey right there. How big's a mouse, right?
Where was this again? You said Germany?
Yeah, they arrested him in Germany after noticing a significant bulge in his trousers.
I mean,
There was, I mean, how many beers did he have before? Do we have any stuff?
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're smuggling reptiles, don't get into a drunken argument with anyone.
don't get drunk.
What if somebody kicks you in the dick and they just kill a python in your pants? A bloody python mess in your
Oh,
pants?
God.
So much to explain when you get home.
Even if they miss it, and now it's startled.
Yeah, now it's angry.
Oh, you better hope they kill it.
The
actually.
enemy
I didn't
within,
even think of that. You should just, your dick's gone after that. He's gonna start fucking taking it down.
Well, that was my next
Pythons
point.
expand to like fucking 5 times their like neck. God.
That was the next thing I was
What
going
did
to
you
say, man.
14-inch python?
What about 14-inch python?
Yeah, that's how, big it was.
14-inch?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so we're talking a neck that's probably, I'd say, at least a couple inches.
That's a big snake to have in your
That
pants.
snake can definitely take down most dicks.
Like think about how big a snake or how small a snake would have to be for you to let it in your pants. I'm still like, it would have to be microscopic before I put it in my
Yeah,
pants.
how did he get it in there comfortably
No.
anyway?
No snake. Microscopic is just as scary as a giant one.
If anything, that's
Like, where the
scarier.
fuck is he? Where the fuck is he? He's on my tape.
So the snake, right? Eats mice. What color are mice? White, pink, pale. Dude,
Fleshy.
bad idea. Fleshy. This is a bad idea. What are you doing?
Fucking close.
And there must be some sort of, illegal reptile smuggling thing. It always comes back to the illegal reptile rings, like it did on our very first episode with the fucking crocodiles.
That crocodile
Being
the
found
intimidating crocodile.
in a gang raid.
I'm still saying, back of an SUV, you carry the croc around.
People talk about the Illuminati and stuff, but it's really the reptile rings that are running the world.
Dude, Yeah.
Well, before the Illuminati, it was the lizard people, so take that
There
how you
go.
want it.
The Anunnaki and all that shit.
He's right. The lizard people, reptiles, too many.
Yep. Lizards are reptiles. It makes sense. 1 + 1 = 2.
Well, we hope that you've been laughing throughout this bizarre news, and we hope you continue because we're moving into our funny clip of the week. Kind of ties into our next segment too.
Oh yeah, because it's involved in the UFC. It's a funny fan moment actually. A fan screams out during a match, and I enjoyed this thoroughly. That I mentioned it to you multiple times. I'm like, check it, go pull it up.
I'm watching it right now, and you had explained to me that there's a sort of culture to this where like people at MMA matches like yell shit out, like certain things.
Yeah, you'll find like there's a couple funny things, but mostly if you look up like fans shouting at UFC events, it'll be like something like "Put him in a body bag."
Jesus.
And basically, what that is that's a throwback to the Karate Kid. One of the
Sweep the leg.
The ones that were wearing like the black fucking karate get-ups. One of their guys was like, "Put him in a body bag."
The Cobra Kai.
And fucking dude, yeah, you'll find mad videos of people screaming it, and like they'll scream it, and the crowd gets behind them. But what this guy screams is pretty much the best one I've found. You found the body bag one? Yeah. I as soon as I got into this, I gotta say, I wasted 2 hours of my life. I feel like looking at shit like fans screaming this shit. There's a shit ton of the body bag ones. It's hilarious.
Put her in a body
If I ever go to a UFC event and I'm within the first 10 rows, guess what? Put him in a body bag.
We were supposed to this year for my birthday, but it didn't like quite line up with Vegas.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, there was no event out there.
Yep.
One day, the slackers will overtake the UFC,
and we'll have the strength of two voices screaming, "Kick him in the dick."
Hell yeah!
So we'll chat. We'll be
we can
posting
disagree.
our funny video of the week on our Facebook page on Wednesday, as we always do. So you can check that out. And now we're continuing the UFC MMA madness into the green corner.
Fight!
Kick him in the dick.
Imagine being the fighter, man. That sucks. The other fighter.
Oh well, yeah, right. I've thought about fighting, but my shoulder's all fucked up, so it'd be easy to submit because you just pop my shoulder out.
And striking, we're just
I thought about it too, and then I was like, I don't like being hit though, so no.
Nobody likes. You gotta you gotta be able to endure.
Gotta
that.
let it
That's the
fuel
biggest thing
you.
about fighting.
Every hit, you just get stronger.
Until you're unconscious.
Yeah, and then you black out eventually. That's the end point.
Just not getting hit to the point that you're taking weeks off my life would be good. One of the things I wanted to say about what we were talking about last week with the John Jones fight is that, did you feel like the ref didn't call that fight fast enough? Like, he was down on the ground for a while, and John Jones was just hammering him in the back of the head, and the ref was just letting him.
Talk about the DC versus Jones fight? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. He wanted to give him the significant...
I mean, I know it's a championship
he's
fight,
a hell
but
of a
he looked like it
competitor.
was out, like it was over.
Well, I mean, now look where we
Right.
are. DC's the fucking champ, and he's, one of the top competitors of all time in the UFC. And I love DC, especially now he's doing commentating. Dude, he's fucking coming into his own on that. I like that. I've become into like DC, and I hated him because I'm a big John Jones
I like
fan.
Cormier. He's from Gilroy area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's California. Yeah, he's a really nice guy too, from what I've heard. Everybody that talks to him has nothing but pleasant things.
Yeah, that's
to
what
say.
I've heard too, is that he seems like a really nice dude. I remember even after the thing with John Jones, he was on Twitter just being like, try not to tear him down, like, we all make mistakes, blah, blah, blah. Really gracious to be towards somebody who, like, may or may not have cheated to win against you,
Yeah, true. I mean, we don't know the story. I mean, I heard a ridiculous rumor that cocaine gets cut with like a lot of different things, and John Jones has been, he's tested positive for cocaine. And one of the things that I've heard recently is a crazy rumor. It spawned on the JRE experience.
Yeah, no, I think I know where you're going with this.
And apparently, I forget what it's called, Tyrannobol, I think it is what he tested positive for. And a type of creatine has that in it from China. And a lot of people are saying that cocaine's cut with this type of creatine. So possibly his birthday was 10 days before the fight. He might have partied a little bit and, thought like, oh, cocaine's out of my system in, a day or two, not thinking anything of it. Whereas it actually put in a fucking supplement that's going to stay in your body for fucking weeks on end. Which leads to now we have no idea. John Jones is facing a 4-year suspension, and he obviously doesn't have that title anymore. DC's the champion again. Fucking, it sucks, man. I'm a big John Jones fan. I love John, and I love people that are they're real humans.
So
he fucks up.
So Jones won the fight, but then had to give up the belt because of this drug testing thing, and Cormier gets it automatically.
Yeah. From what I understood,
doesn't that seem like a bit of a cop out? Doesn't it seem like it should go up, and then like they should take the top 2 people, Cormier and someone else?
Well, no, I understand. It's because it's like the last guy in place. DC had the interim championship. Like Jones was stripped of it, rather, I should say. But I don't know. It's tough to say, but that's the way they call it in the UFC. Is the last guy will just naturally get it because it doesn't count. That win doesn't count, dude. That win's gone from history.
Well, yeah, the win doesn't count. But if the other guy didn't technically win the match, like
he was never beaten. That's the idea.
The other
okay,
that makes sense.
What I mean.
It's like a rewind.
Yeah, and DC, honestly, DC is proven himself against some of the worst. He's definitely one of the best athletes in the UFC, especially when you're talking about the light heavyweight division. I mean, he can handle dudes that are in the heavyweight division. He's a nasty wrestler. And again, that's why I like him as a commentator, because he's actually he's been in that position. He knows what to call, and like when somebody pulls some shit, he'll know like to break it down, how to break it down. I love DC, man. I loved him doing commentating on the last fucking pay-per-view, UFC 217. It was my favorite pay-per-view so far. Did you guys get a chance to check it out?
I did not, unfortunately.
I saw some of the fights,
dude. It was
especially the Rose and Joanna one. That was crazy.
It was insanely stacked, and dude, I can't get over it, man. 3 titles changing in one night is insane. It's never happened before. And I mean, I was in love with the whole card, honestly. I mean, we just had talent all over. Starting out with the girls were insane. Rose versus Joanna, that was like fucking mayhem. Nobody saw that coming at all. I mean, you checked that out, right, Jess? You saw the finish that Rose pulled off.
Man, it was crazy. The strikes that she was throwing on her, they were coming in so quick. I had to literally the TKO or the knockout that
the tap to strikes. That
I literally had to watch it twice to see where it landed.
Yeah. Joanna Double J fucking is 14-0. She taps to strikes, gives up the championship. Fucking, it was insane. Nobody saw it coming.
She basically staggered her once. Joanna was putting up a decent defense, but then Rose came in sort of aggressively and was able to land a few strikes that seemed to stagger or like shake her a little bit.
Yeah.
Joanna.
Yeah.
And then she ended up landing just one on her jaw from her left that put her, literally her knees gave out and she just dropped.
She dropped and she just brought the onslaught down.
And actually, I was gonna ask, was like that? Do you think they called that quick enough? Because she was throwing a bunch of punches.
She tapped twice, and from what I saw, she put her hand down. Pop, pop. That's unmistakable. A fighter should know you never make repeated like slaps on the mat with your hand. That's something.
Right.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Joanna has come out and said that she didn't tap. I'm not sure if she retracted that statement. She's destroyed by losing. She was 14-0. And you're talking about Rose, somebody coming off of like an Ultimate Fighter win. That's how she's in the UFC. Just coming out in destroying her. And Rose has losses. She has like, I think 2 or 3 losses in general.
Okay.
You know, only one. She has 3 losses, and one's by like submission, and 2 are by decision.
I would like to see Rose go against someone who's a bit more of a striker. Not that Joanna's not, but it just seemed like, because Joanna's more of a jiu-jitsu, like, takedown.
True.
It seemed like.
Yeah.
So if Rose went up against someone that was Holly Holm, would be an interesting fight.
No, Holly Holm is not in her league. She's a bantamweight, and Rose is a strawweight. So I doubt that. Okay. I don't know. That could happen. I mean, weight changes, you never know. I mean, we're talking, you know, a difference of 30 pounds.
Holly slims down.
You know, most fighters try to, like, get to the full weight, you know, the higher end of, like, the weight class. When they're trying to bulk up. So, you know, like, let's say, like, flyweight, 115 to 125. You know, that's the limits. You'll want to bulk up to 125. You don't want to just be at 115 because you want to be a bigger mass to throw around at another fighter, you know?
That makes sense. Like the whole thing that's going on with GSP.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to get to that. That was fucking craziness.
So I just watched the results of that fight.
Oh, Joanna versus Rose?
Yeah. First off, wow, she wanted to kill her at the end of there, it looked like.
Right.
Secondly, I don't know. I actually can't tell if that was an intentional tap. It looked kind of like you say, I feel like a professional fighter should know, obviously. But it did look like she was just kind of flipping out at that moment. It
did look, you know, it's questionable, but either way, here's the thing. It's up to the discretion of the referee. And that referee decided at that moment that she tapped out. And unfortunately for her, and you know, I've seen her press conferences after the fact. She's accepted that she lost, and she's a hard worker. This isn't the end of Joanna. Double J will be back, and I wouldn't doubt her coming back and beating the shit out of Rose. You never know, and that's what I love about the UFC is like this is real raw. You never know what's going to happen. I never saw this coming. I thought Joanna was going to walk through her. Rose has a scary presence in this fight, especially, you know, like in the pre-fight conferences, she's like, there's like a moment where Joanna's like putting her fist in fucking Rose's face, but Rose is just reciting the Lord's Prayer, like saying nothing to her, not looking at anybody, like looking down, just fucking reciting a prayer, as fucking Joanna's like saying, I'm gonna fuck you up, I'm the fucking boogie woman, like... She's fucking creepy, dude. She cut one of the best promos I've ever fucking seen.
It's interesting to see the tactics that they use in the pre-fights.
Well, and that's, you know, that's what...
I always think that's funny.
Rose is against a lot of that shit, too. She's come out in a lot of press conferences saying, like, she's against all this hate and shit. Like, she's pretty religious, as you can tell. And she's been practicing martial arts since 5, so she's all about the raw values of martial arts, like, with, like, honor... You know, like
I was thinking, what's the whole thing about like turn the other cheek? She's just taking them on both and then giving them back.
Yeah. Dude, she's
about the tap thing. I mean, even if she hadn't tapped, she was losing that fight right there. Like even if it had gone on, had it gone on, it would have been over regardless.
Either way, yeah. I mean, what did she land? A leg kick or something? I mean, she didn't land much. Joanna was clearly outmatched.
It seemed like she was just she was just on the defensive the whole, like even in the highlights it didn't seem like she was doing much.
No, she really didn't do much at all, honestly. Rose quickly figured out her number.
But, she just had to get a couple on the chin.
That's why you don't talk shit in those promos, man.
Whew. Shit talking's half the fun though, man, and the next match really was like fucking huge for me. TJ Dillashaw versus Cody Garbrandt. Team Alpha Male drama going on. This is insane. For everybody that doesn't know, TJ Dillashaw left Team Alpha Male a long time ago. You know, Cody Garbrandt, Uriah Faber. They have great trainers. They're tight about loyalty. And TJ decided that he was going to start maneuvering over to Dwayne Ludwig's to train a little bit. And he kind of fucking was doing some weird shit. And he ended up leaving. So there's a real raw beef here between these two guys. And that's what I liked about this fight is like the loyalty aspect. So I felt like Cody was like defending loyalty against TJ. And I was rooting for Cody. Like I love Cody. He's a tatted up dude. He's got a bad attitude. He's willing to defend, but he's still got class. You know, he comes out in a suit. He talks smooth. That's what I like. You know, like I fall into the Connor Facade. I love that fucking shit. That presence that he delivers. I don't know what it is. It's a show presence. Maybe it comes.
Well, he's a character.
I watched pro wrestling when I was a young kid. Maybe it comes into that. I love this.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely gives off that sort of feeling where it's like he's got that character to him. It's like, oh, you know what he's gonna say? He's gonna say, "Fuck you."
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Cody stepped to Connor during the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh, wow.
Connor, you know, like was talking some shit, and he was like, "You ain't gonna do nothing," and Cody was like, "Oh yeah, I'll fucking do something." You know, like, and I just love this kid. He's fucking young. You know, he's out there. He's the future, honestly. I know Cody's gonna come back. He lost his fight.
Now, it looks like Dillashaw was throwing some wild fucking kicks.
I've got to say, Dillashaw looked fucking ripped. Dillashaw
Yeah, you see that flex he did at the beginning of the match?
Dillashaw had a confidence coming into this fight. Like, he was smooth. And I felt like I could see Garbrandt a little nervous. I don't know about, like, wait, you watched this one, right, Jess?
Yeah, actually, I got it up right now also. I'm watching it again as we're talking about it. I see what you mean about the confidence. He was very smooth. It looked like Garbrandt was sort of waiting for his moves.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I feel like Garbrandt was trying to do too much of the judging, you know, the reaction and all that shit. It's been a while. TJ and him have had they've sparred together for years upon years. And, you know, going into this fight, Garbrandt had said, you know, I knocked you out in sparring. And TJ denied that shit all the way. You know, this has been going on for months upon months. Well, last week, Cody's team dropped I think it was his, like, wrestling coach or whatever, dropped the fucking video of him leveling Dillashaw.
Oh, wow.
So it's like all that talking. It was like, oh, he did.
Warfare.
And honestly, yeah. It was just he caught him with like one of those wild hooks. And Cody's really good about that. Cody is fierce with these combinations out of nowhere. And
yeah, most of the match it looks like he's waiting for his opening.
It was a fine line that fucking Dillashaw won this fight, honestly. Cody had him at the end of the first round. If Cody had 10 more seconds, Cody would have won this fight. That's how it was.
Yeah, he caught him once or twice on the chin.
Dude, he dropped him to the ground, and when he dropped him, Dillashaw was getting back up, and Cody pushes him back down to the ground and starts leveling him, and then the ref pulls him off.
There was a second punch that he threw when he dropped him that, had it connected, would have ended the fight, yes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he fell backwards by an inch.
If that combo had landed, we would not have this outcome. We would have Dillashaw leveled out, and Garbrandt would be talking.
There's also a misspinning back fist on Dillashaw's part that, like, could have ended it quicker.
And that's what's beautiful about this, like, UFC is, like, it's unpredictable. Like, and that's how it started out. You know, you go back to the day of, like, Gracie smoking out, like, giant dudes, like, with his fucking techniques, you know? And that's the beautiful thing about UFC. You don't know. Like, you can just go in there like, oh, yeah, fucking Cody's gonna fucking dominate TJ. And then fucking just be like, oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck happened here? You know? Like, and that's how it goes down. You know, TJ catches him with the fucking kick, and it starts from there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was a good fight right there.
I really liked it. You know, TJ, you got to give it up to his corner. They iced him right away after the knockdown of the first round. They got him, you know, ice packs on him fucking right away, and they're talking to him. And one of the things that TJ had said was that the shit talking coming from Garbrandt's corner is what amped him up for that second round. So they were talking all kinds of shit. I'm sure Uriah Faber was in that corner. I didn't even, you know, pay attention to that. I just assumed. But Uriah's always around Cody. But his whole crew was talking shit, and fucking it just amped Dillashaw up. He fucking came out of there and fucking was ready to Hulk smash motherfuckers.
So I was just looking at the replay of that fight too, and the shot that downs Garbrandt is funny because he gets hit hard, and you get it. They did a replay from a good angle. Eyes. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You can see it in his eyes that they like shoot back to the back of his head, and then gone. For a second, it looks like he's gonna get back up, and he just falls down.
But no! Watch, he gets back up.
Yeah, he starts getting up, and then he just falls backward.
He gets up again too. Like, I've got to say, these motherfuckers are tough, and I cannot wait. You know, here's the thing is, Dillashaw has already said he's not going to give Garbrandt the rematch. It's going to be a while. He has to work his ways up the rank again. You know, Dillashaw lost to Dominic Cruz by a decision, and it took him, like, years, he said, to get back to getting the title shot. So he's going to make Cody go far beyond it. He took him out in the second round, Cody's first title defense. He hasn't done shit, you know.
Now, what do you think about the automatic rematch, like, call-out?
Well, here's the thing. I think it qualifies depending upon what's going on. Like, Cody's first defense, he goes down by a fucking knockout like that. That's not good. You talk about Joanna coming in off a 14-0 streak, fighting Rose, who's got 3 losses in her career in general. That's an immediate redo. Like, you know, Joanna and Rose are going to be fighting within the next year. I'm calling that. TJ and Cody, I'm going to say that's maybe, if some crazy shit happens, that'll happen in 6 months after TJ fights another person and Cody fights another person.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is you almost have to put one in between, or at least wait a month or something. For calling it, like, I want a rematch. It's like, dude, I just fucking beat your ass in the octagon. Like, say what it is.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, do you really want to go through that again? It could be a different outcome, but...
Yeah, and that's not how it's gonna go nearly at all. Like, I guarantee you, we won't see Cody fight him within the next 2 or 3 fights at minimum, and like 2 is being like graceful. I mean, you would more likely see him fight Dominic Cruz, who's got a fucking out on a broken arm right now. You know, like, I don't know, like, it's just not gonna happen. He's gonna be spiteful because he got put through the shit for it.
I have to comment on Bruce Buffer's clothing. He went with a blue and sort of gold suit with like a weird like paisley print or something on it.
Can I just say Buffer was showing his age at this pay-per-view? He just looked like an old man now, and I'm getting worried.
Every time I see Buffer, I think that. Like, every couple years I see him again, and I'm like, damn, he's getting old.
You look back at 2007, it was like Buffer was looking fresh. He pulled the 360 spin that Joe Rogan convinced him to pull. He usually does a 180.
360.
Yeah. But he fucked up and called the wrong fighter. That's how it goes.
Get too concentrated.
Well,
yeah, he's looking fly, though.
The main event, 217. Insane. I remember we were talking about the return of GSP about, I don't know, 10 months ago? During the winter of last year, I feel like we were talking about GSP is negotiating his contract. And finally, here we are. GSP gets a title shot against Michael Bisping. It's crazy. You got to see this
versus
one, right,
Britain.
Oh my god, dude.
The French influence.
Man, it was insane. Fucking, I love this fight. And the shit talking again, going back to the shit talking. That was half the battle. GSP is such a classy motherfucker. He kept his shit so cool. He would smile as Bisping was like just talking the most heinous shit to him at these conferences across fucking God knows where they drag him. It was beautiful. I love GSP. Canadians love him even more. I mean, they voted him Athlete of the Year. That's how big GSP is over there.
Yeah, he's got a huge following, and whenever he goes to Montreal, he's got like his posse with him and stuff.
Big time.
Closing out the bars.
You know what? He sold this pay-per-view out the ass. This pay-per-view broke the records for the Floyd Mayweather versus McGregor records in Canada. It broke all the records.
Wow.
And that one was the last one, actually, to break any records. Fucking GSP. God damn, dude. 4 years out of fighting. He took 4 years out. He vacated the title after winning it, so he never really fucking lost his middleweight title. Or welterweight title, sorry. I'm mixing it up. He's the middleweight now after defeating Bisping. But he's a 2-time welterweight champion, and he had to vacate it the last time. And even when he was trying to come back a few years ago, I think it was like 2016 or so, maybe 2015, he tore an ACL, so he had to fucking postpone his comeback again. So 4 years in total of coming out of fucking... People expect ring rust, you know? Nothing at all. I mean, you saw primo fucking GSP. The weigh-ins, man, he looked fucking ripped. And
Yeah,
Bisping looked like a fucking overweight, like, schlub from fucking England that I would fight in a bar.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say Bisping looks pretty thick. He's got like a wide frame to him.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. He's got a lot of weight up top, and then it like kind of.
Oh, did he just knock him out?
Dude, did you watch how it went down? He was beating the shit out of him with fucking elbows, and then Bisping tried to like turn around. He was like, "Oh, my fucking front of my face is hurting so bad," and he turned around and just was like, "Oh yeah," and he fucking put him in a rear naked and was like, "Good night, bitch."
Jesus.
He.
What was that thing before round 3 started? Where he stood, like, the ref is asking him about if he's all right, and he's like feeling up his crotch for something, right? He's kind of giving him like, "I'm okay. I guess I'm okay."
I think there might have been a miskick there.
Yeah.
You know, and it was honestly, you know, this fight could have gone either way. I mean, GSP was looking pretty gassed at the end of this fight, you know, and that was the one thing. I was very surprised watching it. You know, I already knew because I watched it after the fact of what happened. I fucking saw a spoiler. I saw GSP won. But while going into it, I'm like, how the fuck did he win? I'm watching GSP and he's like sluggish. You could tell, you know, his arms are dragging, his legs are dragging. And fucking out of nowhere, man, fakes a right and hits him with a left. And just fucking doom. You know, it's just like instinct. This is one of the greatest fighters of all fucking time right here. You know, right now, pound for pound, it's Demetrius Johnson. But I'll tell you, GSP is quite the competitor. I would vote for him up above Demetrius.
See, I thought Canadians were nice, but this guy's gonna beat your fucking face in.
No, dude, this guy has nothing but class. I'll tell you, GSP is like... The shit that was talked from Bisping was insane. Like, I forgot who was talking shit during the 217 press conference. Actually it was Dillashaw and Garbrandt. They were talking shit back and forth, and Bisping just chimes in as they're doing their thing, and he's like, "You see, GSP? That's how a fucking go back is done," or like whatever, you know, a back and forth is done. Yeah, like GSP is nothing but class. Like he's just like, I'm sure, you know, he's gonna come into it with his all, and I'm gonna put in my all. You know, like he's just down to the bone. Like he's a nice guy, smiling all the time. I'm a big fan of fucking GSP, and I mean, I get nostalgia when he fights because it's like going back to the days when I'm fresh out of high school when I really got into UFC. GSP was like fucking the reigning, you know, welterweight champion.
And it's, you know, it's good that the final like fight of the card went so long. You don't want a quick one.
No, not at all. You know, you don't want them to all end. And I mean, this card was stacked, dude. This was like one of the best pay-per-views I've ever fucking seen. I will say that over and over.
I still don't understand how 3 fights can all get performance of the night, but
I don't know. You know, I don't understand that as well, but I feel like they just thought that the fighters.
you would think it would be one performance. There'd be a performance, and that was the one of the night. But
well,
they can give it to
like
multiple.
fucking. Yeah, they were like, fucking, we made so much money, we can give everybody fucking rewards.
Oh, is that what it is? It's like cash bonus?
Yeah, I think there
Yeah.
are.
Oh yeah, $50,000 bonus for
Wow.
every type of one of those. So like, say you get knockout of the night, say you get fight of the night. Fight of the night will give both fucking qualifiers like that it took place in that fight like money.
Oh, wow.
You know, yeah, fight of the night, like all that shit. There are $50,000 bonuses on top of whatever you get paid. You know, and then there's win bonuses. It's kind of weird how that shit works, man.
What do you
it's
think of
really
that?
Interesting.
The way that they get paid.
Yeah. Fighting is such a risky, like, career, dude.
Right.
You could fucking, like, you can get lucky and make it into, like, the professional leagues, and you're, like, fucking, you have to concentrate on training, so you really can't fucking develop a fucking trade or anything. So you're, like, doing, like, side jobs to make ends meet and
Right.
fucking hoping that you get a good purse. But, like, a lot of times, if you lose, man, you get fucked. Like, these mainstream dudes that are on pay-per-view will get fucking $50,000, and you're fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
you got to pay your trainers, you got to pay your coaches, your gyms, like.
that's the thing, man. It's like it would be one thing if it was just a job where you had a hard time breaking in, but like this is people putting their bodies on the line. I feel like they should be paid more.
Dude.
You know, I'm not even a professional in that, but I can look at that and be like, those people should be paid more. You know?
Oh yeah, man. Like, honestly, the more I get into like any MMA, it's like I just develop such a respect for these guys taking a chance on like their own pride and confidence that, like, I'm good enough. I'm gonna make it,
Right.
you know, like I'm gonna make it past all this shit. I'm not gonna get brain damage, you know, like all the negatives that come with fighting careers. It's a fucking fine line, man. Like, you got like Demetrius Johnson, who's never been knocked out, running around as like the best pound for pound fighter. You know, could you call that luck? Maybe he's just on a lucky streak.
Right.
You know, maybe one day he's gonna step in the ring with the wrong motherfucker that knows how he runs.
I mean, you can't win forever. You know, like
That's
you
what I
might
love
be able to
about
be like,
this,
I'm
yeah.
done with this right now. I don't think I could do this again.
Yeah.
But you can't just decide that you're going to win forever. It's not up to you.
Exactly. You have the aging variable. You have the variable of you never know what kind of technician is out there waiting for you. You know, an up-and-comer. You know, you're getting older and a young guy's coming out for you. You know, or you just meet the wrong motherfucker that knows your number, man. I mean, that happens.
I mean, I don't know. You hear about it in sports a lot. It's just that, like, you know, the people who train for the Olympics, all up until the point they reach the Olympics, they're, you know, some of them are living off of ramen. They say, you know, like it's almost an abomination when you think about it. That these people that we uplift in our society, like, you know, we make a ton of money off of, you know. Before they get to that point, they'll get paid or are taken care of, you know? I don't want to hear about any professional athlete or about to be professional athlete who can't pay for his food or her food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how college athletes.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking of when I was saying that.
yeah,
that's a horror story sometimes.
Everybody makes money in college sports except for the fucking athletes.
Yep.
And that's how disgusting is that when you talk about the sponsorship that like fucking professional athletes
They get
get,
put in
like
video games
especially in
and shit.
NFL, NBA, they get a sponsor from Nike. It's an additional fucking $200,000 a year. You know, that's fucking disgusting.
And then all the rules that they have to follow when they're like working in those scholarship programs and shit.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
You can't take
Can't accept
free,
any
you can't
free
take-
things or
yeah,
sign
you can't accept
autographs
free
or
things.
anything.
Yeah.
It's rough.
One of the wildest things that I've noticed recently in UFC news, I've got to say, fucking Dana White, man, the Conqueror. I've got to say, I love Dana White so much. Like, I've grown to love him even more. So how do you sell a company and you retain the front line position? You're the media headline. Like, how do you do that? You sell all of your asset, but you're still the front line. Everything retains like normal.
I mean, easiest answer is probably a really good fucking lawyer.
Dude, I love Dana White. I'm a big fan. Now Dana White's gonna conquer the boxing world because he's obtaining a boxing promoter's license. And I cannot wait to see what the UFC is gonna expand on. If they're gonna do it under UFC brand, or if it's just gonna be a new professional boxing.
Oh, you mean like UFC boxing instead?
That's what I'm wondering. They're still deciding, I guess, themselves. But UFC, you know, Dana's getting the promoter's license. He's filling out all that, and that's going to be a shoe-in, especially after dealing with the Conor Mayweather.
Right.
That's an easy association. Fucking dude, I don't know. I'm very curious to see if they're going to spawn it out as a branch of the UFC. You know, because the UFC has shown that they've bought out, you know, every other MMA. You know, they're like the Vince McMahon of the MMA world. They're buying out, you know, they bought out WEC, they brought out Pride, they bought out all of them. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with
I mean,
this.
the smart money is that they're probably going to keep the UFC somewhere on that brand, you know? I mean, just to attract other people.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. If it, like, I want to see if they're going to bear it in the UFC. Like, it's like a UFC pay-per-view has, like, a few boxing matches in it.
Right.
You know, split it up. Or if it's going to be completely divided, you know.
You know how I stand on boxing.
Dude, I'm the same
From the
exact way,
McGregor,
I've gotta say.
How do you stand on
Mayweather.
boxing? I don't know.
We both don't like boxing.
It's too boring for me. Like, I don't know why they don't just take the guy to the ground. With the McGregor Mayweather fight, I said what I realized was, you know, even McGregor being in boxing doesn't make it interesting enough for me.
Right.
It's too slow paced. There's way too many rounds, and the gloves are way too fluffy.
The gloves, they also got those funky shoes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The boxing boots or whatever.
Yeah, I think, what was I going to say? I think the thing that bothers me the most about boxing, to go again, to like highlight the safety issue here, is that you're allowed to get up inside that 10 count. As like at least 3
that's
times,
weird.
or at least twice, right? So
exactly.
it's like so bad for you, you know. It's
and, and I've addressed this on the show before also, but I mean, here's the thing about the difference between MMA and boxing is that MMA gloves are a lot thinner. They're more like your fist.
Yep.
So if you're going to hit somebody crucially, it's going to do the damage and knock them out right away, versus a boxing glove, which is going to soften the blow and just keep adding recoil to your brain bouncing around, which actually is... There's starting to be studies that prove that that's a little worse. You know? It's better to... It would almost be better for them to be bare knuckle fighting than to have gloves at all, because they're getting more damage from the brain just fucking sloshing around wall to wall. Bop, 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 you know?
How amazing is it that they designed a sport with like equipment and all that happens to be the very worst for your brain? like on a whim, they were just terrible for your brain.
Oh,
well, you got
well, that's like
too,
the whole shit with That's what I was gonna say. The shit with NFL not coming out now, where they're like,
CTE.
oh shit, we have to regulate how many fucking actual contact practices they can have a fucking preseason.
Well, hell, even snowboarding, I wore a helmet, and there were 2 times where I probably fucked myself up a little bit. Probably not as smart as I was beforehand.
Oh yeah, any of those sports where you're launching yourself off some device.
The truth be told is that if you get hit in the face with something and you don't feel right afterward, chances are you've taken some sort of like minor brain damage. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That's oh god. Go to your doctor right away, please. Yeah. Anybody listening? You feel a little different? Go to.
You're not a tough guy. You just don't know it yet.
Well, before we leave the green corner, I figured it would only be right if we talk about Conor McGregor.
Oh, we always got to touch on what he's up to.
Oh, yeah. Now, we could see Conor come back to the UFC as soon as December. We're actually, 218 showing a card. You know, the main event is to be decided. It could be Conor McGregor if Dana White gets his shit in line. But here's the thing, is Conor is back to the argument that he deserves a percentage in the company.
Oh.
Which, I mean, at this point, you're talking about Conor's just coming off a fight that broke all the records in multiple countries. He's got a fucking, like I was talking to you off air, Jesse, he's got a documentary out in Ireland. It's coming here, too, called Notorious. Check it out. It broke all the records in fucking Ireland for any movie ever.
It's pretty crazy.
Like, it's insane. A documentary. That doesn't happen with documentaries.
Especially in
very
Ireland.
hard for Exactly.
They're not what I would consider the documentary crowd. No offense, Ireland.
What do you think? Yeah, they're fucking drunk. They're fucking handing out beers in the fucking theaters.
That's
fuck.
Yeah, I got
fighting. There's a fight. There's a fighting section. You know how like we have smoking sections back in the 90s? They got fighting sections.
Some fighting sections, nice. We'll fight over there.
So Conor's arguing, you know, he wants a fucking percentage after coming off of the supposed $1 billion fight.
I was gonna say, isn't he
Mayweather.
a stockholder?
Not yet, but that's the thing is that I've heard multiple arguments from very, very important people connected, you know, including Rogan, who agree that he's to the point where, yeah, it is logical. Maybe McGregor deserves an actual stock in the company. He's become a bigger image than, like, say, Rousey or Lesnar ever was.
Yeah, you haven't heard much about Rousey ever since she lost.
Rousey's done. Rousey's going to professional wrestling. I can guarantee that. I can almost guarantee you within the next year we'll see her
easier on the
fucking
face.
become a professional wrestler. You don't take as many bumps. It's hard. It's a lot of work. But guess what? You know, you don't get knocked out on a fucking chance.
It's like
you don't fucking get your arm broken because you don't submit. You know, it's not the same.
It still makes money. You still got people cheering for you.
You know, the sad thing is that pro wrestlers make more money than people in the UFC.
Yeah, they sign crazy good contracts. It's insane.
What do you think Brock Lesnar danced back and forth commonly? Like, he fought his last UFC fight under contract with the WWE, banking. Like, Conor McGregor's running around like he's got money. Like, I gotta tell you, like, Brock Lesnar's probably fucking pretty close to you, bud. Like, Brock Lesnar's playing the right card.
He also started in wrestling too.
He's also a fucking monster.
Well, he started out as an amateur wrestler. Right. Like, he didn't start out as a professional wrestler. He started out dominating people on a mat. Like, he's a big farm boy. Like, that dude grew up fucking working on a farm. Like, he is no stranger to fucking hard work at all. Like, I'm a big fan of Brock Lesnar.
Oh, hold on. I think that they're all really good, like, hard workers, obviously. Just because I know that I would never just decide that I'm going to be the best fighter ever. Like, just statistically speaking, I would just be like, nah, fuck that. There are other things I have a way better chance of doing and not dying before. Not to take any of that away from them. Brock Lesnar's a fucking mutant, though. That man, he's got, like, I don't know what like DNA Bane. He has inside of him, but he's not human completely.
That's why I like it. All right, so, like, somebody was like, this is Brock Lesnar, and I was like, I like Brock Lesnar. That's how quick it was. I was like, that dude's a fucking superhero. If there's a superhuman on Earth, it's Brock Lesnar, right? As far as I'm concerned. Like, that dude, like, if I'm trapped under a truck, please let Brock Lesnar be within 20 feet.
Be nearby. Be within 2 miles. He can probably run it real fast.
I think a number of episodes ago, we pitched a movie, or maybe it was privately, we pitched a movie about MMA fighters becoming, like doing an action movie where they're saving the world or something like that. That would be perfect.
I don't know if that ever made the
episodes, I don't know if it did.
Yeah, we did come up with a pretty fucking cool idea involving UFC athletes becoming, like, the saviors of Earth.
I remember when I was in 8th grade, somebody said that Brock Lesnar was going to play Venom in the third Spider-Man movie, and I was like, oh shit, dude, that's going to be the best. And then the fucking movie came out, and it's fucking
the thing.
It's Eric Foreman from that 70s show.
I know. Well, hold on, we're waiting on the ultimate Venom, Tom Hardy. That is
coming out.
It's going to be fucking insane. I'm guaranteeing Tom Hardy's the
Where
man.
the Hardy at?
But Brock Lesnar does not have the presence. Brock Lesnar is a dope, and how I know this is because I've watched him in WWF, and he is like.
Well,
they don't let him have the mic. They don't let him have the mic because he's a dope. When he talks, he's like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna fuck you up.
That's a really good impression.
Darth Vader it. They should Darth Vader it, have him do the body acting, and have someone else do the voice.
Oh my god, somebody else in the back behind the curtains, like, fucking voice him. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
Just to loop it back, what kind of wrestler do you think fucking Ronda Rousey would be? Because I've heard her. She seems like she's done plenty of interviews. She could probably work a crowd pretty well.
If Ronda Rousey gets into the UFC or into the WWF, like, which I'm guaranteeing at a 90%. Like, percentage, like, I'm guaranteeing they're gonna utilize her as, like, some kind of knockout artist. They're gonna introduce more striking into the fucking pro wrestling element, and her I guarantee you her finishing move will involve some kind of fucking punch, maybe a kick if I'm on the offset, but I'm guaranteeing a punch, and it's just gonna be so fucking horrible. But you know what? The bitch is going to walk away with every time she appears on television on a Monday night, she gets $200,000, and she's going to be like, I didn't get knocked out. What the fuck is going on? I've been in the wrong career my whole life. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Brock is a very smart businessman, or he has somebody in his fucking corner that's telling him what the fuck to do. They're like, caveman, listen. You're going to go over here instead of over there, and you're gonna end up with a lot more chicken drumsticks or some shit. Like, I don't know what he I figure protein is what drives Brock Lesnar.
They pay him
like, yeah, meat here, more meat here, 1 chicken wing there, 10 chicken wings here.
Creatine.
Oh my god, no, he's probably a little more smart than I'm putting off. But
yeah, I'm not even going to take part in this conversation because I don't want him hearing it.
God, I feel like. Is there a chance that after what I've said, I've had a little bit to is there a chance that Brock Lesnar might show up in my house and beat me?
Brock.
Shut the fuck up, dude. I'm a big fan. Brock Lesnar, I have your autograph in my house right now. I swear to God. I'm
the good news is if he shows up to kill you, you get to meet him one last time.
Yeah, that's true.
I've met him. All right, hold on. Let's go back way back a day. All right, so Brock Lesnar, when he was in the WWF, I met him because they were in Poughkeepsie. I didn't get to meet him exactly because he's a dickhead, but I got to meet some other people that were famous. I got to see Brock Lesnar, and I saw the most troll-like figure I've ever seen in my life. You're talking about a neck that's as thick as a tree stump.
Man that acts
like, this motherfucker, I didn't want to meet him after I saw him physically. I was like, oh, fuck no. Like, I'll meet this smaller dude over here.
His muscles had muscles.
Dude, his muscles had faces. And they were yelling at me from fucking 40 feet away. They're like, you don't want his autograph because we fuck you up.
Well, let's save everyone from Brock Lesnar. Let's move out of the green corner.
No, hold on. We're not done.
We got some.
We're not done. We got a quick touch up before we're done in the green corner. I've got something new for you. Are you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
It's a quick exit. Calm down. Don't get all worried, Jess.
I'm holding on.
This is the newest mini segment within a segment that I'm introducing. And this is called the Celebrity Beef of the Month.
We need a cool little jingle for that.
Celebrity Beef.
Every month when we do Green Corner, we're going to start to introduce this. I've been coming off of this for a little bit. Recently, we had Steven Seagal and fucking George Foreman calling each other out, talking all kinds of shit. I thought that was funny. And this month, I saw something else that introduced me to a whole idea that I was like, you know what? We're going to start fucking capitalizing on this. We're going to talk about these fucking ridiculous celebrity beefs. Now, the one that I want to talk about before we exit Green Corner is involving Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah.
Door kicking master himself.
Now, you would think Jean-Claude Van Damme is a pretty reasonable dude. Pretty chill, right?
I'd hope so.
As long as there's not a fucking door around, man.
Well, from what I'm getting lately, he's not exactly that. Because recently he set up Jason David Frank, another celebrity who you might recognize. He's the original Green Power Ranger, the White Ranger from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Going back to our childhood, nostalgia kick in. Boom! Tommy Oliver is who he played. Now, Jason David Frank, you know, his career has like basically been fruited all off the Power Rangers. He still makes, you know, appearances, signs a lot of the Power Rangers.
I was a Power Ranger. He's like yelling over the.
He's also a fighter.
You get.
Girl.
Well, here's the thing: is yes, I'm a big fan of Jason David Frank. Behind me right now, I have multiple like Green Ranger and White Ranger things. All right, I'm just gonna say, let me nerd out right here. Let the audience know.
This was the White Ranger.
Eddie was the Green Ranger.
I'm the Green Ranger. The original Green Ranger is my thing, but I like the White Ranger too, you know, on a slide hand. The Green Ranger shit's hard to come by. Let me just say that. That shit is hard to come by. You cannot find Green Ranger shit. If you do, buy it and, like, sell it to me at what you paid for it. Like, be decent. But no, Jason David Frank, fucking undefeated as an MMA competitor. He's got 3 fights amateur. He's got 1 fight professional. He hasn't lost yet. He's got 2 knockouts and he's got 2 fucking submissions. And he's a nasty fucking guy. And he runs like dojos in the California area. He's right below you, Jesse.
Where at?
Fucking, I think in San Diego he has Rising Sun Karate.
Right below you.
I don't know. Right below you. Motherfucker, how far of a drive is that? 8 hours maybe at the most?
With LA traffic.
All right.
You hit that.
Suck a dick. I drive 8 hours all day. Whatever. Man, car bitches. Drive, motherfucker. Drive!
Yeah, California.
I'll drive
car
them.
culture.
It's California. It's the same area. He's a football throwaway. But... No, like, I'm a big fan of JDF. He's a little crazy religious, like...
He's a little crazy religious.
Like, one thing I had to say, like, that kind of bugged me about him was, like, there was a reboot of the Power Rangers that was, like, a privately funded thing. It was a little dark. Do you remember I showed you this, Jesse, the reboot of the Power Rangers? It was a 20-minute film. It was a little dark. There were guns,
I do
drugs.
remember that.
Actually.
I've seen that one.
Well, they wanted to get JDF in it, and he wouldn't do it because he thought, like, the violence was a little too much for, like, Saban, which is the company that produced Power Rangers, Image. And he's on a very good relationship with them. I thought that was a little crazy, but he also incorporated God into that whole thing, and I was like, all right, you're losing me, buddy. But he's honestly fucking talented individual, and I'm gonna say, like, I think he would fuck up Jean-Claude Van Damme if this comes to fruition. Right. Because what happened, let's get back to the original fucking context. I haven't even gotten to the story. Jason David Frank goes to Comic-Cons all the time. He's constantly touring. That's probably the main, way he makes his money. And one time in Mexico recently, he had to share a green room with Van Damme. And Van Damme kind of set him up in a moment where he was like, you know, one of his guys came up. Van Damme had a crew of like 20 dudes in this fucking green room, and they actually denied Frank access to the room when he came back from a meeting, which was kind of even more dick, because it was actually Jason David Frank's room, and he decided that he would allow Van Damme into that room. Just to give you an idea of who Jean-Claude Van Damme really is as a fucking washed-up actor. So basically, they allow him finally in the room. They're like, hey, you know, before he leaves, Jean-Claude wants a photo op with you. So Jason David Frank was like, okay. Well, let me give you a little backstory. Jason David Frank had tried to meet Jean-Claude Van Damme years ago, back when the Power Rangers movie came out in 1994. And Jean-Claude Van Damme kind of like was a little bit rude to him and told him to fuck off, basically. And Frank challenged him to a fight back then because Jason David Frank's always been involved in karate and in different martial arts. And Van Damme, you know, never answered to it. So there's always been a little bit of a rivalry. Well, Jason thought, you know, nothing of this photo op, so he decided, you know, yeah, I'll do it. You know, he's a really good guy, again. Like, I've got to say, like, all of his fans, he'll talk to his fans. Like, I can guarantee you right now, go follow JDF, like, on Instagram, and I bet you can talk to that motherfucker. That's how cool he is. And, yeah. But either way, so he decided to do this photo op, and it was, right away, it was like, you know, more of a conversation than a photo op of them together. And Van Damme was like, you know, you like to write articles talking you'll beat my ass and shit, and like all kinds of shit like that. And Frank was like, what the fuck? And he was basically demanding an apology. And Frank was like, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to apologize for, like, fucking stating the truth.
Can I just say,
like,
anyone who demands an apology doesn't deserve one?
I was going to say, whoever gets one when they demand an apology.
No, fuck you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
let me cater to exactly what you... No, fuck you. Coming at me with that shit.
Yeah, he was like, I don't give a fuck if, like, you're Jean-Claude Van Damme, if you're a legend. I don't give a fuck. Like, no. Like, and he, like, stepped to him. So fucking, dude, JDF fucking straight clinched with him, grabbed him, fucking clenched up with him, and threw him against the wall.
Messing with Power Ranger.
And fuck, Van Damme froze up, like, right away. Fucking froze the fuck up, said nothing. And JDF was like, all right, he's obviously not trying to fight me, so he let go and walked away and shit. And as soon as like there was a crowd like between them, Van Damme immediately resorted to being like, fuck you, you're a piece of shit, you know, shit like that.
Come on, Van Damme, have some class, man.
So right now we've got an open challenge, DGF to Van Damme.
Sponsor it.
Let us get this in an octagon.
I don't think they should help. They should make anybody's decision. But apparently, and this is just what I've heard through the grapevine, because I know fucking Van Damme. Van Damme loves cocaine. So,
oh yeah, look at that motherfucker's face. He is wrinkly as fuck. You don't get that way unless you do something.
So I don't know if he's making his decisions because he's in the right frame of mind. Maybe he's trying to get some more cocaine money. Who knows?
Well, dude, think about like what do you... All right, let me break it to you like this. So you're pulling up Netflix, right? You're even feeling like an action movie. You're even feeling like maybe I'll go for one of those weak ass karate movies tonight. You see a movie that came out in 2016, and the star of the fucking film is Van Damme. What do? Do you fucking watch that, or do you skip next to the fucking next film?
Like, I'm probably gonna skip next.
Dude, he's making movies where he's probably making, you know, 20 grand at most. That would be a high pay. You know, he's looking for
pictures from him from like modern, like present era.
Right now, right?
His face looks like a topographic map. This shit's ridiculous.
Now, dude, I want you to pull up a fucking image of Jason David Frank. A dude that's, I forget. He's 44, but he looks like he's about 34. Like, you were talking about a dude who's fucking ripped.
Yeah,
like, this dude...
Yeah, he's a younger looking
He's
guy.
still a Power Ranger.
He's definitely still...
I was looking into it. You could pull up, like, the Power Rangers of, like, last year or the year before, and that motherfucker's still in the Power Rangers. Like, he's showing up in the TV series.
All right,
I'm like,
so
holy shit.
let's talk about the fight breakdown. We got Jean-Claude Van Damme, 5'10", and age 57. And
Jason David Frank, 6'3".
Jason David Frank is 5'11". and he's age 44, so he's got 10 years on him. But and he's got an inch on him. It's a pretty fair fight. Well, besides his 10 years, I guess.
Yeah, that's 10 years makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you look at these two dudes side by
Master
side,
Splits might not be able to
Jean-Claude
figure this one out.
Yeah, Jean-Claude's a little bit old for the fucking Green Ranger. And, like, let's pray he doesn't call in the fucking Megazord on your ass.
But we'll keep you up to date if it does end up happening. Moving out of the
announce the death of Jean-Claude Van Damme shortly thereafter.
Oh, it will be ending in death.
We're moving out of the green corner. We're
Bloodsport.
to some video games here.
We're never leaving the green corner.
We got it.
Fuck you, Jesse.
The show's got to move on.
Game
It's me, Mario.
Finish him.
And we're talking about the new Xbox that got released. A little touch up on that.
Oh, this is cool. I have a story.
I'm not chiseling out for
Yeah,
it.
the price tag on the new Xbox One X is $500.
My girlfriend got one for free.
Really?
She got
What?
She won the Taco Bell thing. Like, she went to Taco Bell, got one of those boxes, did the code thing for fun.
Oh,
and
shit.
She won the Xbox. She got it. I had to stay over at her place last week to get it delivered.
Holy shit.
She's trying to sell it so she can get a Nintendo.
What?
Oh, the Switch?
That's funny.
Switch is pretty dope, I gotta say, but I don't know if I'd swap it for the Xbox.
Yeah. I mean, I know that I wouldn't swap it because I'm all about that. I just bought a new PlayStation, actually, so I could play the...
It's
like,
pretty close
high-end
to a
shit.
fucking gaming
Yeah.
PC.
Now,
yeah.
Xbox
Wait.
One X is 4K, but you can't really take advantage of that unless you have a 4K
Unless you have a 4K TV, right? So it's
Yeah.
like...
You have a true 4K, not that
Right,
fake
so
4K.
it's like $500 here, plus another like $300 to $700 for a TV if you don't have one already. It becomes a really big expense. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna wait a while before I get the new system, especially because it's not like there's a rush for them to start. It's not like they're gonna start making games just for this,
Nah.
and not the Xbox One.
No, they've specifically said that all the games are gonna run on both systems. They might process a little better graphically, but otherwise it's gonna be the same game. They're not gonna be like Xbox One X or like any bullshit like that.
See, now for me,
No.
I've been saying the same thing. Like, I don't want to get a new PlayStation. I want the performance upgrades. Yeah, it's kind of like on a game-to-game basis.
Yeah.
But then after a while, you're like, I got all the games I want. I'm playing. I'm happy. But man, there's a better version of the thing I already own out there.
Yep. Well, I always like to go off of the rule with systems and with games. Within the first couple of months, there's gonna be bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so if
Absolutely.
you can wait that initial period out, you're much better off.
You know, although, let me say, I have a day one Xbox One. I bought it right away. You remember that. As soon as Xbox One came out, I bought that shit. That bitch is sitting in front of me right now, and she works. She gives me trouble every now and again, but you know what? She's faithful. She works.
Well, yeah, because they end up updating. It's not so much about the hardware as it is about, like, those updates that they put out.
True.
Like, if it's not going to work for that period of time that I buy it, then, like, I'll wait to spend that $500.
The Red Ring incident of 2008. My God.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck that, dude. I remember, although, again, let me vouch for Xbox. They sent me a fucking box. I sent it out. It came back in 3 days. Brand new Xbox.
Lucked out.
Yeah. They even sent me my weed. I had a custom faceplate, and I had put these like weed leaves all over it, like little tattoos that I put on there, and they sent that back in a separate box. I was like, Microsoft,
Fucking bros.
hats off to you.
Nice.
You guys are really, you're just down with the
Looking
cause.
out.
You mean nobody at the Microsoft place wanted to keep that?
I know, that's what I was surprised. It was a really nice wood grain front
Snatching it.
faceplate. How you can get those custom faceplates. It was a wood
Yeah.
grain one, and I had put like marijuana leaf tattoos all over it, and it looked really cool. And I was very surprised because my dumb ass had, fucking stoned ass put it in a box without taking the faceplate off. They still sent it back.
Nice.
Yeah, props
So,
to Microsoft.
Next up in video games, we got. I just wanted to touch on Call of Duty because Raul, we were talking earlier.
Yeah, I've been playing it like nonstop this week.
What was your take on it?
So my take on it is, I was telling you before we were on air, is that I'm the first person to shit on Call of Duty. I've been a long time Battlefield fan, and generally just don't like shooters very much anymore. But I was kind of feeling the itch. I was like, I want to get online. I want to shit talk. I want to get killed over and over and over again. This looks like it'll be fun. And so I jumped on, and I bought it for zombies because me and my girlfriend like to play zombies.
Hell yeah!
And the zombies portion of this game also is way better than the last game in my opinion, and it's really, really like well developed. It's got a lot of cool little features to it. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Jesse, you hear this shit? You hear this shit?
The multiplayer is good without it being like overtly complex. I know that some people didn't like the advanced movement styles of the last game. Or the last couple games.
Yeah, modern.
This is definitely a return to form. You're not going to see anybody with jetpacks in World War II.
Nice. I'm glad. Nice. I'm fucking sick of the jetpack fucking fad.
And yeah, if you if you're into like online shooters, then it's probably like the best place to be right now, I'd say. And the campaign is pretty good. It's got Josh Duhamel in it.
Oh, nice. I like that.
He plays your sergeant. He does not like you.
Oh, I don't like that.
But I've played a lot of it and I've enjoyed it for the most part. I don't know, like I've changed up my game style for a while now. So now when I feel like I'm getting shit on by somebody using that gun, instead of being like folding my arms and being like, I'm not using that piece of shit, it's overused, I'll pick it out and I'll just have fun with it. So it's a fun game mode as long as you're not trying to take things. It's a fun game as long as you're not trying to take things too serious.
True. I like that there's a split off, like you were saying. Zombies, you can go to fucking multiplayer, or you can go to campaign. It's like 3 games in one.
Right. It's a full game. It's got plenty of different options for what you're looking for depending on who you are.
That's kind of fun. You know, like it's a hard line. You know, a lot of people compare Battlefield and Call of Duty, but there are definitely 2 different games by far.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they share a common aesthetic, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
One thing I was gonna say, if this pops up, if you guys get the chance and you haven't, if you don't like advanced movement and you're like totally over it, still I would really suggest giving Titanfall a try. I don't know if
we have
still
Titanfall,
alive, but Titanfall 2 was amazing.
We don't have Titanfall 2.
President Obama said he played.
Yeah, but we
Really?
both we both have Titanfall. We've played plenty of it. It's a great game. I really like it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy the second one because I felt like I don't know, in a weird way I felt like they were just kind of grabbing on to the current element of gaming for multiplayer. You know, I just felt like it was a cheap add-on. You know, I don't know if Titanfall expanded on that, but it's the same way as I didn't buy Destiny 2 after I bought Destiny 1, because I was like, this game's very repetitive. I don't think they're gonna really break out of this mold.
I have a lot of time in Destiny 2, but I have the good fortune of not having to buy it. And,
okay. How'd you scam that shit? I want to know, because I want Destiny 2 for free.
There's a little trick you can do with PlayStation owners where you can basically set your PlayStation. You have a friend, you know, let's say you and Jesse
game sharing.
Right.
You can do it with Xbox too, yeah. We haven't extorted this yet, but me and Jesse should honestly be doing this, because I've heard you can get 2 downloads for 1 game.
Hey man, I can get you the Escapist and some Stardew Valley.
Right? I get you Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I did that, and then I played it, and I was fooled. I thought the first little bit of it was like great. I was like, cool, this seems a lot like I like Destiny gameplay wise.
Yeah,
I was like, cool, they got a story. It's not amazing, but it's there. They've expanded on a lot of the things that I didn't like about the first game. Great, I might actually play this. And then as time went on, I realized like there's less to do at the end of Destiny 2 than there is to do at the end of Destiny 1.
Like the farming, the repetitive farming and shit.
Right. It's just more farming, but even less like variety in what you get when you farm.
Yeah, see, that never drew to me. I don't know why. Like, I immediately called bullshit on it. I'm like, oh no, this is no good. You know, like at least Rocket League and, you know, some of the other games I play, they're not playing on this facade that like it's gonna change. Like, you're gonna get some fucking ultimate weapon or something that's gonna change the game. It's just like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. There's a certain element.
And that's kind of why I like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I can
understand.
It feels like it's complete and it's done, and it's like it is what it is, and it knows that, and it's not trying to like lead you on for another several months trying to get the next thing. You want to play team deathmatch, play team deathmatch. You want to go play Gridiron, do what you want, you know?
Yeah.
And then leave it alone when you're done with it.
Yeah,
So you would say that it's worth picking up?
I would recommend it, yeah, which is rare for me, so take that as you will.
Hell yeah.
Sweet.
We might have to check it out.
Another awesome game coming out soon for Xbox is PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like we've mentioned it on the show before.
I don't.
Hugely popular.
We might have. Yeah, we might have. I'm fucking so excited for this game, and I know you are too, Jess.
Yeah, it was a big PC game for a while, but it's finally making its debut on Xbox on December 12th. There's going to be, I think, a beta coming out.
And the best
either
part,
a beta. I also see that you can pre-order a game preview edition for $30. Target's got it up online.
Yeah, and yeah, basically you want to get on the game preview at minimum. But what we've also heard is that it's going to be free in the game preview months. Coming out December 12th, you'll be able to download it for free, get a feel for it. This game is exactly like Fortnite, and they have a beef going on with Fortnite. And
yeah, they do.
Fortnite decided to be a dick and release their game free. Battlegrounds was going to originally release at $29.99, and they were like, you know what? Fuck these assholes. We'll release free too, because they have a better product. What's going on is Fortnite is obviously a little more cartoon, and you know it's definitely different. Whereas you could take this PlayerUnknown's is more like a SOCOM feel. You're finding real weapons. You're a real dude. You know,
you have vehicles as well.
You find scopes for your guns. You know, you customize your weapons and shit. It's really fun. They're both different. Take them your own way. You know, a little throw out to Fortnite. I gotta say, we've been playing the shit out of that game too. It's only right
but
to
I
throw.
feel like we've also only been playing it sort of in preparation for PlayerUnknown.
What I'm wondering about that game is if it's going to perform that well, because it has some like pretty big performance issues on PC, and that's like the one place you don't want to have performance issues. You know?
Yeah, there's
so
a lot more
servers. To see how it comes out.
Yeah,
on
they're saying they're talking a lot of shit, of course, but they're saying it's going to be identical to the PC version. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. All I can say is from experience,
that's a tall claim.
Games fuck up a lot, especially on Xbox. That's all I have the knowledge of, and they fuck up a lot.
Yeah, I had a friend who was really excited about it coming to consoles, and then when they announced it for Xbox first, like, because it's still coming to PlayStation, but not for like probably another year. He was so
shitty.
sad. Yeah.
Wow, you guys aren't getting it at the same time we are.
No, it's a timed exclusive for you guys.
Wow.
For once, I feel privileged.
You guys got Spider-Man though, so
yeah. I was gonna say,
looks so fucking good.
You guys get the Gran Turismo series. You get quite a few. You know.
I feel like Forza's a pretty good analog.
We stole Metal Gear. How about that? Can we just get an accomplishment?
True.
You nailed it there. Hey, we still don't have a Halo though, so.
Right.
And we've been and PlayStation's been trying to make their own version of Halo since Halo. So
yeah. True that. Yeah, right. Isn't XCOM available on both?
Yeah.
Yeah, XCOM.
I've been playing the shit out of
space
that.
Play on.
Cursing a lot.
Fucking one of the games I didn't have a chance to really play on, but I think you did, Jess, was Trackmania.
Yeah, it's the first one on our list for games with gold. It's available for the entire month, November 1st to the 30th. And it's kind of like a time trial race. You can like play against computers or against your friends or people online and stuff. It's not bad. I mean, I'm much more addicted to Rocket League and that sort of thing, and not so much the racing when it comes to cars. But graphics-wise, it wasn't bad. Play-wise, I could probably play it a little bit more, unlike the next one on our list.
Yeah, see, I didn't have a chance to try Trackmania. I've downloaded it. I'm going to try it out. The next one I've avoided, though, because of what you've told me so far.
Yeah, Nights into Dreams should be changed in terms of its title into Nightmares into Dreams, and I describe it as an Asian arcade fever dream. I played this at about 2:30 in the morning. It's made by Sega, and it's sort of like a 3D version of Sonic, it has N64 style graphics. It was an Xbox arcade game originally, but I couldn't understand the purpose. There was no clear objective and
Well,
it just made me have seizures almost.
do you remember the
It was
Wild
terrible.
West of like Xbox, like those like arcade games? Like I felt like it was just like I'd pop into like the arcade games and I'd look at it like a certain one. I'd be like, oh, this shit was designed in a dorm room. This is like some ghetto
there were
ass
some
shit.
that were okay though. I made a game with zombies in it. That was a pretty cool arcade.
Oh, it's
game.
like a 2D one, right? Like from Nintendo. Like
yeah,
I
you
had
sort
that
of
one.
just like
Oof.
it's like asteroids. You're spinning around shooting.
I remember
You guys
one.
ever play Techno Kitty Adventures?
Why do I?
No,
That rings
I
a
feel
bell.
like I've heard of it.
I've looked at that.
It was like a Flappy Bird before Flappy Bird was a thing.
Okay.
And you basically played a little cat that was like dodging shit coming at you, but there was techno music in the background and like fucking like pulsing psychedelic ass lights and like for the background also.
Damn.
It was funny. It was a cool game.
Yeah, some of the arcade games are worth it, but this one, I don't know. God help you if you can play through this entire thing. 'Cause I could not.
You guys get mad when you play like shitty indie games? You're just like, this resources could have gone anywhere else at this point.
When it's free, it's like whatever. If I pay for it, that's where I'm getting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that one, if you want to have a seizure, is available from November 1st to November 15th. The next one on our list I'm really excited for, actually. It comes out on the 16th and it's available to December 15th. It's Tales from the Borderlands, the complete series 1 through 5. And this is made by Telltale Games, the same people that do the Walking Dead series, A Wolf Among Us, if anyone's played that. It's sort of a comic booky style choice-based game.
Yeah.
And this one's based off the Borderlands series of games, so should be a decent play, I'd say. And they're putting out complete season 1 through 5, so that's like that's a decent amount to play.
Yeah.
Season or episode?
It says season 1 through 5.
Oh wow. What?
Yeah.
So that's a good clump. Don't they release by season, right? So that's like
Yeah,
5.
and I think when they put out the free Walking Dead, it might have been only season 1 or season 1 and 2, so 1 through 5 is like a decent amount.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I only have season 1 from Walking Dead for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played through it. You know, it's not my cup of tea, but I understand the influence of it. It's actually a game you can play with like groups and be like, what should we do?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta
That's
be a little
kinda cool.
quick on your choices and stuff, but it's fun to do that kind of thing.
It's a pretty good party game. I like to use those games as a like character study to see if my friends are okay people. You know, like you
What are
play
they
through the
gonna do?
episode, you make all your decisions, and then you like just remember everything, and then you give the controller to them to make them play through the same episode.
Yep.
And that way you can tell if they're cowards or not when the like courageous decision comes up and they avoid it or whatever.
It's like, you have to chop off his leg. Do it.
Walk away.
Like, all right, I'm not calling you if I need anything.
Yeah, right? If I'm bit, I'm not calling you. So our next game, our last and final game is Deadfall Adventures. It's actually an Xbox 360 game. It's available from November 16th to the 30th. And this one looks interesting. It's like a first-person adventure sort of shooter. And you're in like an Egyptian temple, I guess, and you're running around doing the Indiana Jones type of thing.
See, yeah, I'm actually, I want to check this one out. You know, I'm sure it's going to be, a little limited, but it might be interesting.
Yeah, and at least
It's
for
different.
the achievement points, I'll take it.
He's an achievement hunter, people. I'm not.
And
I
for
can
the
give
low
two
price
shits.
of free.
Yeah,
Free
hell
is
yeah.
what I like. Yeah,
Can't
like
complain about free games unless it's
Yeah.
Nights into Dreams.
I mostly download
November
them.
1st to the 15th.
Jesse jumps on them right away. He'll know in advance what's coming out, and he'll let me know, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna download that one. That one I'm not even gonna fucking waste my time on.
Seriously.
From what he says, yeah. Like he'll get
Time's
me
valuable, people.
Yeah, exactly.
I've gotten to the point now when the free games get announced for PlayStation that I'm almost always pissed off that I just bought that game several months ago.
Oh, that's
Like-
the worst.
It happened, and it's happened to me like several months in a row these last couple months.
It's happened to us a few times, but nothing crazy. Like not like a bunch of times, maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I just rebought Metal Gear Solid, and now it's available on the Game
Phantom.
Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought Metal Gear Solid at full price. It was about a year ago, but I didn't finish it, which is why I remember this one. It was free on PlayStation last month.
Oh,
It's always the worst, yeah.
And I haven't played it since. I played like the tutorial, and I was like, this is really cool. Got into the game, and I was like, I'll come back to this, and never did.
Yeah, that's a hell of a game for free, though. I've got to say.
Yeah.
I've got to say.
Yeah, and to run the list down again, we got Trackmania available November 1st to the 30th, Nights into Dreams November 1st to the 15th, Tales from Borderlands November 16th to December 15th, and Deadfall Adventures November 16th to November 30th. And that is your video game segment.
Oh, yeah. All right. It's been a fucking action-packed episode. I've got to say, I'm a little worn out. I don't know if I'm going to make it through the plugs.
Oh, you got it, but we should, here, rest. Let's let Raul do another set of plugs here.
Oh, man, cool.
He gets double plugs? Do we get double plugs?
No, it's our show. We're being courteous.
All right, so the easiest way to reach me is on Twitter. You can @HoodWholesome tweet me. I don't know. I don't use Twitter, but go ahead and hit that up, please, because give me an excuse to do so. You can watch me play video games Monday through Thursdays at intermittent times on twitch.tv/Wholesome Hoodlum. You can check out my YouTube podcast by typing in Wholesome Hoodlum Podcast. I'm going to work on getting a nice, concise link for that this week. And you can check me out on iTunes by searching the Wholesome Hoodlum Podcast there as well. And then you can find that podcast specifically at wholesomehoodlum.podbean.com. That's it. I'm done.
Nice.
Not too heavy.
That nearly got done all the way through.
To the point. I can dig it. I can dig it. Well, let me put a point on this. Stop by the motherfucking Facebook page. Take place in this American Slackers group. Chime in. We're always putting in some random shit. Whether you find a funny video, funny story, or you just have something you want to say, chime in. We love it.
Absolutely.
Also, stop by the Instagram. American Slacker Podcast. You'll find us there and all of our promos for each and every episode and anything going on with us. Along with all news, you can find it on the website, AmericanSlackerPodcast.com. And you'll find us there.
You can also find us on Twitter and Reddit at AMERSLKR Podcast. That's Amer Slacker Podcast. All of our episodes and bonus content end up on YouTube, so you can check them out there. And we'd also appreciate it if you rate and reviewed us on iTunes. Tell a friend, and make sure to give us 5 stars or nothing. That's what we want to see.
Fuck yeah. And again, let me go back. Fuck the 4-star. Whoever did that was a cold joke, and I am hurt personally.
You're the only one out of like 45 people.
We got one.
4 fucking stars.
What did we do
piece of
wrong?
shit.
What did we do wrong to get that 1 star taken away? You tell us. Private
I'll buy you
email.
a beer for that last star.
We'll
Maybe
literally.
you were pushy.
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Probably.
And you know, the easiest way to let us know is who you are is to send us an email at AmericanSlackerPodcast@gmail.com. And while you're waiting for our reply, stop by the Spotify, because we got all kinds of good music on there that are, you know, artists that we feature on here. They're all on there. American Slacker Podcast. Search it. You'll find us there. Jam out.
And if you really want to become an official American Slacker, you can head over to the Patreon, patreon.com/American Slacker Podcast. Over there, we got a bunch of rewards. You can get shout-outs like the awesome people at the beginning of this show. And we just got, we'll love you for it. That's what it comes down to.
Really, yeah. Every dollar you donate really goes a long-ass way with us, and it really helps us actually make this into a better show, believe it or not. So,
absolutely.
Thank you, everybody that donates to our Patreon.
Also, any animators or illustrators, please get in touch with us. Reach out to us on either Twitter, Instagram, any of that shit. We might even be able to pay you for your services.
Maybe. Depends on how good you are.
Let's work some shit out.
We'll see. We'll work it out in the DMs. And don't forget to check us out on our personal shit if you feel like stalking the host of the show. You can find me on Instagram at MWG Media. You can find me on Snapchat and on Xbox Live at Matty G from HP.
And I am on all the social media at Landers the Plane.
Raul, thank you for coming on the show, man. It's been a fucking fun time, man. It's one of the
I had a lot
funnest
of
shows I've had in a while, man. I don't know about
thank
you
you for
guys.
having me.
This was a good time, man. Hell yeah, we'll have you on soon. Fucking make sure to check out his podcast. And thank you, everybody, for fucking tuning in. We love everybody. Every one of you. Even you. And until next time, that's it.
There you go.